It's Liberty Unfiltered with myself, Keith Migra, and Hilary. All right, for one, are you excited about this?
I'm so
This is
excited.
new. This is live. We're live.
Brand spanking new.
Yeah, yeah. This was your idea. You know that, right? You did this to us. You said, let's do this.
Oh, sorry. Well, it's so funny because I told my friend Gina, so this is what we're doing, and she was like, "Oh, you're on a talk show," and I was like, "Yeah, Liberty Unfiltered." She goes, "Oh, on Fox News. I love that show."
Yeah, yes,
Yes.
yep. Fox News. Yep, we're carried 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right after the Gutfield
Yep.
show.
That one. That
We're
one.
gonna make it on the 5. That's gonna happen. You know that,
Y-
right? Like Gutfield's gonna call us and he's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Look, we need you to fill in for Kat, and you're gonna get the call before I do." It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna, and
I'm
I'm
here
okay
for
with
it.
that. I'm all right with that.
I'm right with it as well.
So when you came to me with the idea, you for one, you've always been active in
Mhm.
in politics, which is a good thing. I mean, I've known you for at least 6 years because
Yeah.
we've been doing the other studio.
Yeah.
So I've known you for a very long time, and for all 6 of those years, you've been very vocal on your politics in a very respectful way, mind you. But you've been very vocal with your politics. You're a parent,
Yes.
so you have stuff at stake. We
Yeah.
say that there used to be a time where to have any say in politics at all, I used to say you have to own property, right? Like I just feel like if
Yeah.
you own property, you have a higher stake at what's going on in this country because then you have especially if you have a family,
Right.
right? Because of the political climate that's going on is horrible.
Mhm.
But you have to explain this to children. We have to explain this to our kids, and you have to almost do it with
Well, we're forced to explain it
right.
to our kids.
Why is that though? Why are we forced to say to at least explain adult topics
Yeah.
to children?
Well, my first dose of it was this past election when my son is on Disney Plus or YouTube Kids or whichever, and the political ads and the mudslinging, because
Yep,
that's what our ads are nowadays,
that's
on
all it
both
is.
sides. That's what they're seeing
Right.
on their Saturday morning cartoons. So when my 8, 9-year-old says to me, "Mom, who's Sherrod Brown, and why do we hate him?" Here I am like,
Yeah.
well, we don't hate anybody, dear, but here, and then they go to school and then they talk about it with that's lunchroom conversation with these
Sure.
kids, and he was asking me, well, what do I say when they ask me, who my parents are voting for? And I'm like, why do you care? You guys should
Right.
be talking about, the monkey bars and,
Well, and the only thing is, you're right. Kids
yeah,
are nowadays kids because of the political climate that we have. And Biden has a hand in this. The Democrats, I hate to say it, have a hand in this. They're forcing our children to no longer be children, right?
yeah.
Let's grow up now.
Hmm.
Let's make them make life decisions now. But then they're not teaching in schools how to do your taxes, how to
Right.
budget a book,
Exactly.
how to do that stuff.
Mhm.
So the liberal ideology in schools is what we're dealing with is
Yeah.
let's force these children to grow up as quickly as possible
Hmm.
without being raised by the parents. Let's raise them with the state,
Right.
and then let's not teach them anything of value. Let's not teach them how to do their taxes. Let's not teach them how to balance their checkbook or they don't even teach cursive in school anymore.
Right.
We're in a situation, and I think the Bidens and the Obamas and even honestly a lot of the rhino Republicans that we've seen all have a hand in this, all
Mhm.
forcing our children to become grown up insanely fast.
Well, and a lot of that is because we know what it was like before.
Sure, sure.
We know, we are before COVID, before 9/11. Our
Right,
generation is
right.
aware of those things before the war in Iraq. The my kids, that is the prime target to basically mold your future voters, your
Sure.
future politicians. And I think we've seen that, there's certain ideology that just isn't flying,
Correct.
as much as they've tried and they've pushed,
Sure.
starting with when Donald Trump got elected in 2016.
Right.
Nobody thought that was going to happen.
No.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Oh no, it was
you
a
know?
shocker when he broke that glass
Yeah.
ceiling. That was what we witnessed the first time, and we witnessed again this time, the
Mhm,
second time. But
mhm.
what we witnessed the first time was a shift in how the political ideology is being fought on the
Right.
political battleground.
Right.
It's very different than what our even
Mm-hmm.
our parents had to deal with. You got
Yeah.
to remember there was blue dog Democrats back then. There was very non-progressive, conservative Democrats, not
Mm-hmm.
liberals, but Democrats. You don't see that now. You can hardly reach across the aisle because now you have so far to go to even find a comparison
Right.
between the two parties. And when I say find a comparison between the two
Yeah.
parties, I mean if you're finding a true conservative versus a true liberal progressive. I'm not talking about the moderate Democrat here. I'm talking about the hardcore
Yeah.
left that is,
A very wide
yes.
gap,
And
like
there's a
polar
hardcore right,
opposite.
correct, polar opposites. That's exactly right. But then you have the hardcore right that's just as bad. I mean, you
Yeah.
got and people don't want to separate those.
Mm-mm.
They want to say, okay, well, all conservatives are racist, all conservatives are Nazis, and all conservatives have to bow to certain interest groups.
Right. And
And
all Democrats are,
correct.
pushing transgender and want to
Yeah.
cut your kids' dicks off. I mean,
Yeah,
that's just,
exactly right.
but in addition to that, though, like them coming after the kids is just, it's even more proof that they they finally realized that if it's not going to fly with this generation, the only way that this ideology is going to fly in the future is to target the children.
100%.
And I mean,
What's a tactic?
yeah, yeah,
It's a
I've
tactic
seen
that
it.
was used by Karl Marx. It's a tactic that was used by Hitler. It's a tactic
Mhm.
that's used by fascists. But do you remember Donald Trump said something in the very early stages of his first campaign? He said, they don't want to kill me,
Mm-mm.
but they need to kill me to get to you.
Yeah,
And nobody, and I think that statement was swept under the rug by both parties, really,
yeah,
because that's a strong statement. And then you started watching, and then you started seeing what he was
yeah,
doing, and then you started seeing, oh my God, they're starting to try to assassinate this man.
yeah,
They're starting, this
yeah.
time around, like that statement rang more true the second time around, this
Yes,
time around,
yeah,
than it did the original time. But with Trump, and again, I'm not saying Trump is a savior of this country because I believe in the Reagan aspect.
yeah,
One man can't save a nation, but one man can do a hell of a lot of damage to a country. And we witnessed it. We
yeah.
saw what happens when one man can destroy a nation. But why, before we get into like some of these crazy topics that we have, why, just give me like 3 reasons why you think, because I'll give you my 3,
Yeah.
why you think Trump is so hated by the left and by some moderate conservatives.
I mean, I think the obvious thing is because he isn't a politician. He
Mhm.
can't be controlled. He's not interested in lobbyists. He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need
Correct.
anything other than,
Can't be bought.
yeah, he can't be bought. He
Right.
can't be bought. He's very much what you see is what you get. He's not a puppet.
Right.
I mean, like what we saw with Joe Biden. Joe Biden was
Oh
the face
gosh,
of,
yeah.
Obama 2.0,
100%.
and then even further than
Yep.
that.
Well, he made Obama look like a moderate.
Yeah,
I mean, in
exactly.
all honesty, he made him look like okay, I'd vote for it. Like
Yeah.
it was one of those things where you're looking at Obama, what he did back then. He and Bush did too. When
Hmm.
when they re-upped the Patriot Act, when Obama re-upped the Patriot Act, the drone strikes Obama did is insanity, right?
Yeah.
But nobody wants to talk about that. It's
Right.
all this war. Dude, Obama was the one that dropped the most bombs ever. It like I mean, we're talking from like Washington to him as president, the most ever. But one of the reasons I think they hate Trump so bad is again because what you said, he can't be bought. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care what
What you
anybody.
see
Yeah,
is what you get.
100%.
There's no smoke and mirrors
No,
at
no,
all, at all.
and people hate that.
Yeah,
People hate that kind of
because he's
realism.
not a nice guy, or he's not polite, or whatever, whatever the hell it is. But for me
I mean, I
personally,
think you're
I
right.
I mean, but would it be great if if he was a little bit more suave, like with Obama? Obama could charm the pants
Yeah,
off of anybody,
but that's a politician,
and
though.
that's a
Yeah,
politician. Now, at this point, a politician isn't what this nation needs
no,
because we don't have faith in our government because
correct.
of we're obviously going to get into that, but
Right.
the trust isn't there. The trust that that our best interest is
Oh,
gone,
it's gone.
is gone.
It's 100% gone.
Yeah. So I mean, that's Trump doesn't, what does he have to lose? He didn't even have to run the second,
He really didn't.
he could be on an island
I mean,
just enjoying
yeah,
enjoying his Barron and his grandchildren, and just sipping martinis all day long,
spray tan and Cheeto all day. Like
all
he
day
could be doing
long.
anything he wanted. You're
Yeah,
right. And
yeah.
it's horrible that it's horrible that we put anybody through this, right? But here's what really bothers me about it.
I think he likes it.
Oh yeah, he's a narcissist.
Yeah,
Of course he loves it. I mean, he's got the
he likes it.
attention real stage, but he accomplishes stuff. And
Right.
what the liberal left does not, and some moderate conservatives don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit that this man, Obama, won the Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize
Yeah.
for being the most violent president in the history of this country. I want you to think about that.
Mhm.
And the liberals cannot say that I'm wrong. Google
Yeah.
it, look it up. These are facts.
Right.
He was the most violent president. Nobel Peace Prize. Obama, the first president to touch North Korea.
Right.
Touch him.
Well, and what's funny is that they always, they say that, Trump wants war, Trump wants this one. The thing of it is that obviously, as far as violence goes, he threatens violence.
Sure. Peace through strength.
Yeah, exactly. Peace through strength.
They don't want the smoke.
What is it called? FAFO.
Yeah, FAFO. I like it. Yeah, you're not wrong.
But that's what it is.
You're right. You're right.
And other it's true. And other countries they believed him.
Yeah.
They took it seriously. They didn't call his bluff. And we saw that throughout his, obviously his first administration.
Right. Right. He drew he drew lines in the sand.
Yeah.
But how many times do we watch Obama do that?
Right.
Remember the whole series? Oh, it's a line in the sand. It got to the point where we used to have, when I was doing my other show, we used to have like a graphic behind us, and it would be how many times Obama drew a line in the sand, and it looked like a football field. I mean, it was just like markers everywhere, and he never. Trump said, "Listen, I'm not them." When Korea said that they've got nukes, because I got a button and it's bigger and mine works.
Right.
Like those are kind of things that you want in a leader, especially in this country. Like we're a superpower, and that's okay to be a superpower.
Yes.
It's okay to, they always say, American nationalists.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I am.
Yes.
Because I'm from America.
Right.
You don't see anybody having.
Why is that shameful?
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
But because I'm a Trump supporter,
mm-hmm.
when I say I'm an American nationalist, all of a sudden that means white supremacy.
Right.
They're so uneducated, they don't look up the terms of what these words mean.
Well, I mean, and I want to use, as far as being a Trump supporter, I want to use that, at least speaking for myself, very lightly. I am a supporter of the truth and the person who is willing to fight for me, as Hilary Jackson being a white female in Ohio in the middle class. And as far as the two candidates that we had to choose from, that I can tell you right now that Kamala didn't give two shits. No. She didn't. She was worried about the transgenders in the prisons, making sure that they got, if they wanted tits, they could get them.
Which is nuts.
On your dime.
Okay.
Right.
So that pisses me off even more.
Right.
Honestly, when you get to it, because again, that's tax dollars. But again, that's what you're talking about, having to, because now before, no, I didn't never have. Sorry, and my parents never did. I'm sure my my grandma never did. But I'm telling you right now, my parents never had to sit me down at a table somewhere and said, "Son, you're not a squirrel." That never happened.
No.
Why and I brought this up on,
or even the conversation of, do you like the fact that you're a boy?
Yeah, right. What the hell? We are giving, but that again
okay
is what
with
you're
the gender that you are,
that you're not assigned to.
Yeah,
like what? But that's what you're talking about, though, when you're saying our kids are growing up like this.
Yes.
You didn't have to have that conversation, but now as a parent, now you're navigating these waters. And I understand that the world changes. I'm not saying it doesn't. I get you have to grow with the times in a sense. But when you start
in a safe, humane way.
Or something that has, I was taught in school, there was actually Bill Nye taught me in school that there is male and female.
Right.
Everything else is not. Like you can't be a dog. You just can't identify as whatever you want. I'm sorry, you can't. You can say you are, but you can't expect me to approach you, because if I approach you like a dog, then I'm gonna approach you like the dog I have.
Right.
And
Right.
sometimes my
Right.
dog makes me angry, and sometimes my dog has to go in timeout, and I
Right.
won't feed you people food.
Yep.
Like if you come over for dinner, I will make sure I get the. I mean,
Yeah,
I'll get the good
there's the
stuff.
bowl.
I'll get the Purina.
Yeah.
Like I the wet stuff or
Go
whatever
to the
that tastes
bathroom
like rice.
outside.
Yes, you do.
All of it. All of it.
But if we do that,
We're
then
the bad guys.
we're the bad guys.
We are the bad
But
guys.
aren't we just acknowledging what they want? On my other podcast, and this is something actually this is something I wouldn't mind asking you.
Oh, Jesus.
Male toxicity.
Oh, Lord.
I believe that that phrase has been completely wiped
Yeah.
and redefined.
Correct.
I think true male toxicity is a woman beater,
Yes.
is a wife beater,
Yeah.
is a child beater, is
Mhm.
a horrible, 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 horrible person.
As a human being.
Just bullies people for no reason.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what they are saying male toxicity is now,
It's just being a man.
it's just being a man. It's
Being
just
a- I
being
mean,
masculine.
the-
That's all it is.
The factual things of it, being able to I
Yep.
mean, there was that video going around on TikTok of the men that work on the the oil barges and all that stuff.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm sorry, Ronda Rousey couldn't do that.
No.
Now Ronda Rousey could kick my ass. She could probably kick your ass.
Ronda
but,
Rousey, there's no joke.
But
Like
that's what I'm saying.
exactly.
Why is that?
Here,
It doesn't have to be a derogatory
correct.
thing
When-
to be a man.
Yes. Do you remember that George Kittle incident? He was the kicker for the 49ers. No, the Chiefs. He was the kicker for the Chiefs. He made a commencement speech, and all he said, I swear to God, all he said in his speech was,
Wasn't that Butcher?
"Oh, it might have been
Yeah, I think that was
not Kittle, not Kittle. You're
the
right.
current kicker that
Kittle
they have
does
now.
play for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. It was.
Look at this
And
woman
you
knowing
see?
more about football.
That's right. The only thing is I'm a Browns fan. I don't know anything about football. But yeah, just not. Yeah, we know
winning.
about football, just not winning.
Or
We're
having
Browns.
consistent,
Go Cleveland.
consistent teammates, but whatever.
Right. Right. As many quarterbacks as we had presidents.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have to, as a male, if I ask you a question and I say, if you ask me to define a woman, right, I can look at you and go, a woman can do so much
Yeah.
that a man can't. So much.
Oh,
You guys are.
let me write the list,
Yeah,
buddy.
But see, people don't understand conservatives think this way. Like, oh, they want women to stay at home and be in the kitchen. No, that's not what we want.
That's not what my husband wants.
Women can do something men can't.
Yeah.
You literally create life.
Yeah.
You don't see us doing that.
Mm-mm.
So we put you at the top. So we want to protect you.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that you're okay. We want to make sure that you have what you need. We want that kind of thing. The problem is when we look at it, when we say we want to protect you, we want to open the doors for you, we want to do all that kind of stuff.
That's offensive now.
It's offensive now. And now it's like, oh, I'm a strong, independent woman. All right.
But yes.
Okay.
But yeah, at the same token, though, there is not one woman that in my life or in my circle that would, if they went on a first date with a guy and the guy didn't offer to pay the bill,
Oh yeah.
you would never see them again.
But the only thing is, that's not wrong.
No.
I don't feel that that's wrong. I don't feel like
No.
if you're going on a date
Yeah.
with a woman, the first but you're right. It's not like that anymore. Now it's like, we'll split the bill. No. I don't care who you are. You're
No.
picking up the damn bill. You're a man.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. You're inviting her
Mm-hmm.
to probably go out of her comfort zone because
Mhm.
nowadays you don't know what males are. And this
Right.
is where the true
Right.
male toxicity comes into play. Now women have to guard themselves because people are slipping roofies and they're slipping that stuff
Well,
in people's
yeah.
drinks. So they've been doing that forever.
For years.
But women generally have to be careful when they go out to bars, to
Yeah.
restaurants, especially alone. But pick up the damn bill. You're a
Mhm.
man. It's okay.
Well, but women can't have it both ways. Like you can't
Right.
say that you want,
That's
that you
fair.
want to be. y- y- See, and I used to consider myself a feminist, but now,
I'm a feminist, but you
It's-
are a feminist.
but in the true sense of the word, yes.
Yes, you
I
are. Hell
am.
yeah, you are. We are. If you support
yes.
women's rights,
Yes.
women's rights are voting, working, equal pay, that kind of. Yes, absolutely.
Right.
My women's rights stop
Right.
when I have to make sure that a male transitions to a woman. I'm sorry, no.
Right.
I will
Or
protect
when you have
women's
to-
rights.
Or when you have to, like, say you're hiring somebody, and you have a male and a female candidate. The female candidate walked in from down the street.
Right.
the male candidate went to where,
Boston
whichever.
College.
But yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Who would you? I mean, that's just
Yeah.
the whole dynamic. It has changed.
Yeah.
But like I said, like women can't have it both ways. You can't
Right.
expect to to be doted on in that kind of
Sure.
circumstance and then turn around and say male toxicity. It's just you just can't have it
Correct.
both ways.
Correct. And I think male toxicity would have stopped. I didn't know what a furry was. I'm going to be completely honest with
You
you.
didn't know what a furry
Nope.
was?
I heard about them. I knew that they dressed up and they wanted to be identified as that, but I really didn't know there was a community based upon it. I did because I don't look
Yeah.
into this crap, right? I've
Why
got
would your
right.
mind even fathom that was a real thing other than
You
like a
can't.
Halloween costume?
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
what I said. I'm like, who the hell
Mhm.
would do this, right?
Mhm.
And I believe male toxicity, real the old male masculine, not male toxicity. What they're calling male toxicity is if somebody says, "I'm a furry." Male toxicity would have done this, son or daughter. Fine, you're only getting pet food then,
Yeah.
and it will stop in an hour.
Yeah.
The first time, dude. For one, kids are picky eaters. They're not gonna eat cat food. They're not gonna eat dog food.
Right.
2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours, and it's over.
Mhm.
But instead, this country now has to tend to those people.
I feel like this country now is encouraging it.
Well, yeah, they
They're
are.
encouraging it.
Well, yeah, because what's easier to vote for, a dog or a person? I guess a dog can. That's the other thing too. If these people identify as dogs, last
Yeah.
time I checked, dogs don't vote, right? Like
Right.
they're not allowed. So are these people voting? Do we know?
Is
They have to. I haven't seen a
I
furry.
mean, but they are. Isn't that frightening? Well, and the thing of it is the furries
It's horrible.
was brought to my attention by my kid's babysitter.
Oh my god.
She at the high school. And I feel like I still have the text message, but I said, "Is this real life?
Yeah.
Is this
There
a
you
real?
go.
I
It's
mean,
real life.
is this real?" And she was like, she said, "Yeah." And I was like, "You've got to be kidding me.
This is nuts.
You've
This
got to
whole
be
thing is
kidding
crazy.
me." Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so now that we're 20 minutes into the episode, because I told you this is how it goes.
Right.
So before we jump into the California wildfires, the DI hires, because those actually go hand in hand, we found that out.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this? Because we talked before. I know you're political. I've known you've been political.
Yeah.
So let's give a little intro to them about who you are.
Well, I am a mother of two little boys. I live in Brecksville. I was born and raised in Ohio. But as far as like my political journey, I was always kind of growing up as like the black sheep of my family at first, being involved in theater and
The arts.
acting and things like that. I was surrounded by by the LGBTQ community,
Sure.
and these were people that were some of the greatest people I've ever met.
Oh, sure.
And
Absolutely.
and they became my family, and I felt like I needed to be their cheerleader and their champion,
Sure.
and I still am. But when it started to change, where there were obviously the narrative came, well, if you're a Christian,
Sure.
which I am, you on both sides of the aisle, my Christian friends were, how can you support this? And
Sure.
and family members, how can you support this? And then it turned into, well, if you're a Christian, you're not really an ally. And then it became, well, if you're not for transgenders, if you're not for
Right.
sex changes in minors, you're not really an ally. And I was so that was probably the first time that I really like got offended by anything, to be honest with you.
I mean, I could see it.
I mean, because it was
See
just
it.
something like, my LGBTQ community. I mean, they really are like, I love them. I have family
Sure.
members who, who are transgender, and have been through the surgeries and procedures. And I can tell you right now that, without getting like emotional, Emmett Carrender is one of my favorite people on the planet.
No doubt.
And it was, why can't I be both? Why can't I be an ally and also not be okay with it being pushed on
Kids.
my children?
Sure.
Because as much as I'm okay with if any of my boys ever, said to me, Mom, I think I'm gay, and my response would be like, okay.
Oh, absolutely.
It's encouraged to have the discussion, not for them
Sure.
to come to you. It's encouraged to have the discussion because they're hearing it at school,
Right.
not because they truly feel that way.
Right. Right. No, I mean, I understand that.
And like with my 9-year-old, he goes with me sometimes to the nail salon,
Sure.
and he wanted to, have his toenails painted, and he's 9.
Right.
Okay. I
Right.
said, okay. And he felt the need to tell me in the car on the way home, Mom, I just like the color blue. I'm not gay.
Ah,
And I'm like, what are you?
that's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
kind
Okay.
of funny.
I mean, well, yeah, it was funny, but at the same time, it's like,
Why do you have to say that?
why?
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
is
Why is it
that?
even a conversation with my child? Because I'm sorry, as far as being gay and being straight, to me, the only difference of being gay or being straight is who you want to screw.
Pretty much.
It's
If
your
they want to be miserable like the
sexual,
rest of us,
but
then
it's your sex. I mean, but it's literally it's about sex.
sure.
Who you want to screw,
Right.
and why are we having that discussion with kids?
Sure.
But that's the thing. Your who you want to screw is now your identity. It's who you are as a person, and
Right.
that's what's being pushed on the kids, and that's where I got pretty fired up.
Sure.
And
I am
catapulted into other things,
sure what it
obviously.
became.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And again, I'm a Christian conservative. I swear like a sailor, and I will piss and offend anybody. I don't care. But because I'm not Jesus.
Right.
Like honestly, I hate to say it like this, I do, but I see all these cool memes, right?
Mhm.
Jesus said, "Let the poor, the weak." I'm not Jesus. I'm not. I don't let the poor, the weak do anything. I don't. I'm not Jesus. I don't
It's
pretend to
that
be
song,
Jesus.
Jesus Loves You, I don't.
Pretty much. I mean, I hate to say I'm not Jesus. Don't
Yeah.
pretend. And the people who post those memes, they're not Jesus either.
No.
So shut up. Like, I mean, I hate that. I hate saying it like that. I do, but like, oh, you can't be a conservative and support gay marriage. Bull. You want to
Yeah,
know?
you
You want to know
can.
how you can? Because you're a conservative.
Because you believe in the Constitution.
Yes, the Constitution does not say anything about who you. But here's where the problem comes into play. Why are you looking at me like that? Jeff, you are not a Wookiee.
When he was
Yeah.
7, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know. He's not a Wookiee. I
Mhm.
won't. Well, I mean, he kind. Yes, yes, government needs to get out there. Absolutely, they do. They need to get out of the schools. They need to get out of our life. The government needs to get out. The
Yeah.
government has two purposes: protect me from attacks and make sure they don't implode. That's it.
Well,
Other
and
than
that's
that,
what led
get
to
out.
my homeschool journey,
Yes,
which
and I
I
do
mean,
want to talk about that too
yeah.
because that is a life-changing decision
Oh
that
my gosh.
many parents are starting to take that burden on, and
Yeah.
that's a burden. That is a
Yeah.
burden. You are teaching your children.
It's the
Yes.
hardest thing I have ever done
Oh yeah.
in my whole life.
I
I have
couldn't
never.
imagine.
Oh my gosh, especially with my oldest. Like, I've never wanted to love you and kiss you and punch you at the same time.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, I can't teach my kid to chew with
On
his
a
mouth closed,
daily
let alone
basis.
algebra.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Yeah.
imagine what you're doing. My kid would flunk.
Yeah.
Like I would have to fail my kid, but it'd be because I didn't teach him good enough. Like I can't homeschool, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But being able to homeschool, many parents have made that decision.
Yeah.
And it's because of what was going on, and it's directly tied to the Biden administration, to the Harris
Oh,
administration,
it goes even
to what
further
was
than
going on.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
100, it
it's
goes down
even
the
fur
rabbit hole. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
It
mean, but
does.
even at a local level, and that's why, like, I'm really excited when we have Annie on next week. She is the guru about all things homeschool, all things state of Ohio, everything that's going on. So that would be our opportunity to really dive down deep
Into the actual school shit.
into
Yeah.
the homeschool stuff,
Oh,
'cause
absolutely.
yeah.
And we will too. And the fact that you are homeschooling is again is nothing short of amazing because
Thank
there's
you.
people who cannot and won't do it. That means at some point in time during your child's life, during his school journey, you've had to sit back and make a decision and go, I don't trust our schools anymore to teach my children
Yeah.
what they need to be taught. And that in this country, I feel is a tragedy. That's a tragedy.
Yeah.
They complained about the 10 commandments in schools because it was a prayer, it was God, it was all this other crap. Okay, fine.
Even saying the Pledge of
Yeah,
Allegiance,
is now
saying
a
under
prayer,
God.
and
Yeah.
come on. And then they complained when we said F you and took the kids out of schools.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
Mhm.
You just can't, and that's exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
So, real quick, I'll dive into what I do. I'm an actor, director, writer, all that other crap that people. I'm Cleveland, born and raised, from Amherst. So, I mean, it's a good time. That's who I am. Then we all kind of came together, and we had this. You had this idea for a while, and then we
Yeah.
talked about it. We had a little, we had a couple meetings. We've been, in touch quite a bit, and then Liberty Unfiltered was born from all this, and we have. So the podcast itself is going to be on all your major podcasts, iTunes, iHeart, all that crap. You'll be able to go there, and you'll be able to see it on YouTube, Facebook. We'll have all the recorded shows and archive shows for you. We're
Yeah.
going to be doing it live. There's a couple reasons why we're doing it live. We want as much fan interaction as humanly possible. We want you to have a voice. We want you to type in. We want you to bring in the comments, and we want you to drive the show. We have outlines. We talk, but anybody who knows or has been on a show with me for longer than 20 minutes knows that you can make notes all day. I'm not going to follow them.
Right.
So,
but we're also normal people.
We're normal people.
We're not politicians.
And that's a good thing.
You know, this isn't. We have notes, but this isn't scripted.
Sure. Nope.
Nobody is paying us to say certain things.
And nobody will.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody will. And I think that's what makes this particular podcast show, whichever, unique in that way. Yeah. And also, as much as we're going to talk about, national news, but having somebody like Annie come in next week and having that focus on what's going on here at home.
She's got a voice. We're giving her a platform. Yeah. Use your voice because she needs it. She needs support. And and when we get into it next week, you will, when you hear the story, when you understand the story, you'll want to support the story.
Absolutely.
So definitely next week is going to be probably I'm going to say this loosely, it's going to probably be a somewhat emotional segment. I would have to imagine. I have to imagine there's going to be, it's going to be very down to the point and very emotional.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'm okay with that. That interview is going to be probably difficult for both of us.
Yeah,
because we both have kids. You know what I mean, and we're both active parents.
It's here at home. It's not something.
It's in my backyard.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've heard so many times, oh, that's not going to happen here in Ohio. These things that you're talking about, the fear mongering and other, things that's going to happen in California.
Absolutely.
Or in New York. You're really, the liberal states.
Right.
No,
it's not supposed to happen here.
It's not exactly.
It's not supposed to be in our backyard. It crept a little too close to home this time. And I think that with her coming on and sharing her story and actually what she's doing and honestly what she's going through, it's going to be a very, very good show, I think, next week. So getting our first one out of the way, this one going into our next one, we have a good guest, and then we'll have and I'm not going to announce it just yet, but then our following show, 2 shows from then. So 3 shows, we'll have a pretty big guest coming from the district from the Illyria district, because that's one of his districts. You guys will figure it out from there, I hope. And who he is.
I love it.
So, all right, let's jump into it now. There's a lot. Again, we are going to cover breaking news. We are going to cover news as it comes in, and we're going to cover current events. And one of the big current events is the wildfire. This is nuts. This is insane. And I don't think any of this is funny. I don't.
It's
I think
infuriating.
Yes. I think the fact that we're watching a whole state burn because liberal.
I don't know how you really do put that politely, honestly, because the thing of it is that, and one thing that's going to be different with what we're doing, is that, we're going to have a comment section, but we're also going to have a description where, we're going to be we're fact checking ourselves before we come on here. As much as we have opinions, the things that we talk about are going to be backed up with not just news articles, but actual archived things
Sure.
from
Proof.
government,
Right.
from government investigations and the lawsuits from the state of California that all of a sudden we forgot happened.
I mean, yes.
So yeah, I mean, first thing I want to get out of the way
Sure.
is that there isn't anything funny about it.
Right. People are losing their lives.
People are losing their lives, their livelihoods. It's a tragedy.
It is.
Absolutely. And of course, my thoughts and prayers go out to all of them, regardless of, if you're a movie star, a millionaire, a billionaire, still
Right.
watching your home, burn to the ground.
Right.
I think of Paris Hilton, and she has 2 babies. I know she could, and they say, well, she can go stay at one of her millions of hotels or whatever, but still, like, about
It's a house.
but
It's a home.
it's your home as
I mean,
new mother.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the memories and all those things, like, my heart breaks for her. And that's not a sentence that I ever thought I would say, but it's true.
But you're right. You're right.
It's true.
I do feel bad for him, but at the same time, I'm not going to donate. I'm not donating to fix their houses. They're multi-billionaires. Do it yourself. Like,
well,
and Gavin Newsom screwed himself on that one.
Well, and I can't afford to donate because this morning gas was $3.47 a
Oh wow!
Yeah,
really?
a gallon. Yeah.
That's
So
not good.
that's yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
So,
like the wildfire situation with the celebrities specifically.
mhm.
I don't know how. I guess I could put it like this: Hollywood's evil.
Yeah.
This industry is awful.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. I mean, we have P. Diddy, we have Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
That's horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Going on in that city.
The conspiracy theories are blowing my mind. Of course,
Yeah.
you have the faith and flags who are saying, like, it's in Revelations, or they're burning, like they're burning in hell and whatever. And here I'm thinking, like, I don't know about all that, but
It's revelation. It's definitely a punishment of some sort.
well, something, right? But yeah, I don't know about all that. But what I will say is that at the same time, how it's difficult for me to see celebrities endorse these candidates
Yes.
that don't care about them.
Right. So they say,
because wildfires aren't a new thing. This has
No.
been happening.
It's natural. A lot of it's natural sometimes. You need that to regrow. I mean, I hate to
Right.
say you don't need a city to burn down. That's not what I'm saying.
Well,
Don't
when I
take
lived
that
in
out of-
Florida, they had to
Yep.
light the Everglades on fire, and it was
That's right.
controlled and all of those things. And it was to prevent something like that happening, where you
Mhm.
didn't have overgrowth and brush on top of brush on top of brush on top of brush.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But one thing that I really wanted to bring up was the DEI hires.
Sure.
I hate that that's a term. I hate that it's a thing.
I didn't pay any attention to it, to be honest.
I
have
me-
employees. but I
Me
didn't.
neither. Me
I just-
neither. But I just, since when was it like made public knowledge if a mayor or a fire chief is gay? Like, I think
Right.
that's weird. I think that's a weird thing to bring
It
up.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It should be about whoever does the job well.
Look, I hate to tell you
who's
this.
qualified.
If I'm on fire in a house, I don't care if you're gay or not. Get me out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I care about. Can you get me out? Like, that's it.
and
Am
I'll
I
tell you
dying today
what,
or no?
The fire chief, she looks like she can. If I had to, I mean, and I love my husband. I love my husband. But if I had to choose which one was going to carry me out of a burning building, it's going to be her. I'm for real, though. It's true.
I mean, I asked her, but the other thing is, didn't she admit she couldn't? Didn't she say like she couldn't do it or something like that? We can play the clip in a second, but I can't remember. I watched it like 3 times. So the first time I looked at it, I went, "You shitting me? She gets paid $400,000 a year, or 300?
Did she said that she can't carry somebody out of a burning building?
I think so.
Okay. When you say somebody, are you talking about somebody like you and I, or somebody that's like
probably like
maybe
Tyler? Like Tyler, do you think they could carry you out? Because I'm pretty sure she said, if I remember correctly, you shouldn't be there if you're in a fire.
Listen,
that lady,
okay,
yeah.
so we're gonna pull up that clip now.
I think is what she said.
Was okay. So that's not the fire chief.
Oh, okay.
What's
okay.
interesting about her, that's Christine Larson. She is so the LA Fire Department has a diversity chief. And that is who Christine Larson is.
And doesn't she make like someone a diversity chief?
Yes, because the fire department needs to have a diversity chief in the city of LA.
Don't they have a chief?
They have the
fire
chief of the fire
department?
department, but there's a diversity department that they need a chief for. And that is who this woman is. And in her, yes, she did make, so she made this video. And the video, honestly, it's a beautiful video about, you know, female power and all of those things. And you know, if you can, you should. And I was all for it until she said, this is what she said, if we have it ready to go. Gotcha. Yeah, that happened. But what she said was, when she gets asked if she's capable of carrying somebody out of a burning building, she says, well, why are you in a burning building to begin with?
That's right.
And that does not age well, Christine.
What does it age? You're a
Christine,
freaking fire to
you're
no.
fire. Yes.
It doesn't matter why they're in the fire to begin with. They're in a fire.
Well,
get them out.
And for being a diversity chief, this video, she's in uniform. She's in uniform. So you would think that she would be capable, but
why?
But you want to know, like, what really pisses me off is that, well, all of it, obviously, but like, there was, I wish I knew his name, but I guess he was an actor at some point, but he was disabled and he wasn't able to get himself out. And his mother was trying to get to him and couldn't get to him in time to get him out. And he died. So how can you say, well, he shouldn't have been in there? Because he was disabled, Christine, and couldn't get out.
He was disabled, Christine. I mean, but you're right. You're like,
how can you say something like? But I don't want a firefighter
Christine
to have that mentality when it's
no.
I mean, that's why you're.
That's like a cop going, well, I mean, you're in a shootout. You shouldn't have been in a shootout in the first place. Like,
yeah,
okay, I'm not coming to get you. Shouldn't have been in the bank when they were robbing it. Sorry. The hell? Like, but that's what I'm talking about. And I'm pretty sure she makes like
plan. It's taking a second.
Husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
It's crazy.
That little phrase.
Yeah. That's nuts.
Yeah. It's not right. In the comments said that me and him had the conversation a long time ago or a while ago about the splitting of the parties and how right now there's a lot of liberals that are going and saying, I'm not liberal anymore, I'm Democrat. Like, stop calling me liberal. I'm not these crazies. I'm a liberal, you know, I'm a Democrat, I'm not a liberal. And the fact that you have to identify that is a problem.
The fact that they had to identify that is what won Trump the election.
Facts.
Because of how many states switched from 2020 to 2024. It wasn't just one or two.
You're 100%
it was like 5.
100%.
You know.
But I mean, but you heard what she said.
Yeah. It's devastating. It's devastating. And if I lived in California, if I lived in LA, I would be calling for her resignation. Absolutely.
I would drag her out of whatever fire truck she was in at that time.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, look, you're done.
Sounds like toxic
masculinity. Done. Sure does. Sure does. You're not joking. You're not kidding. But at the same time, you're talking about a serious society that directly affects society.
It does.
That directly affects constituents. That directly affects your town, and it literally affects your safety.
But is that because she's? And that's the thing, and that's what's too bad for the rest of the gay community.
Yes.
Because the whole concept of DEI hire, you would think if you were, a part of the gay community, you would want to eradicate it, not embrace that.
Right.
But at the same time, like,
right.
I mean, we're blaming those comments on the fact that she was a DEI hire, not because the fact that she's a shit human being.
Right.
Christine Larson, shit human being, my dear.
Larson.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yes, suck.
I don't know. I wanted to be involved too.
But they have a place of origin of where they believe it started. It was in a backyard of a house in a neighborhood. Whether it was arson, they don't know. They rule. I mean, the top 3 reasons of why these fires start is electrical sparks, or
I don't buy it though.
arson.
I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. Like, I just don't.
But you would think if there was some sort of electrical issue, they would have. Why aren't they just saying?
Yeah, just say it's
that
electrical.
It was an electrical problem.
Electrical issue. Sorry, our bad. We screwed up.
But I mean, I'm not an electrician, but usually when there's like something going on, the lights flicker.
It's weird,
Isn't
right?
that
It's a little weird.
strange?
The whole situation is weird, but that's because we've allowed DEI hires. We've elected them.
Yeah.
We've elected people not based on, are they going to help the community? Are they going to help their state? Are they going to help their township? Are they going to help their cities?
They're saying that they want to
We-
represent because everybody wants to be represented.
Yeah.
But shame on the LGBTQ community for choosing a candidate based on who they want to sleep with.
Right, not based on. So listen, we had.
Why do we even know that they're gay? That's so weird.
You know what DEI hire was the original was RFK is taking over his position.
Mhm.
And don't tell me he is not a he. So we had somebody in
Wait, hold
charge of
on.
our. Oh, you don't know who the person in charge of our health was? Who is it? Pull it up. Pull that picture up and put him.
Wait,
front
you're
and
not saying
center.
that somebody thought RFK wasn't a he.
No.
You're talking about the guy before him.
the guy before him that has
is a
long hair and
Pat.
says it's a
That's a
woman. It's a Pat.
Pat.
Pat's her name.
I don't know. So
We
that's
call it Pat.
but instead, yeah. I mean, like from Saturday Night Live when they never
Oh
knew.
my God,
It's
Pat! It's Pat. Wow, you went old school on that one. I like it. It's Pat. It's Pat. But he was in charge, and you're looking at it, you're going, what? All you have
Mhm.
to do is look at the picture
Yeah.
and go, that person is in charge of mental stability, is in charge of
Yeah.
our health, is in charge of what we teach our children or how we run our health system in this country. But people are crapping all over RFK.
Yeah.
The dude who does push-ups, can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, that's a real person.
Is it kinda
Rachel Levine. Isn't that who that is?
Rick
I never knew that that's what
Levine.
Pat looked like.
Yeah, that's Rick Levine.
Oh, I thought-
Richard, even.
No way.
The beard says it's a Richard, but I'm not positive.
You know what?
The
but what if
Napoleon
that's just a
Dynamite
really-
haircut.
Do we know that for sure? What if that's just a really unfortunate looking lady? Oh, for the love.
Oh yeah, no. There was she didn't just fall from the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. She started putting branches
Yeah.
on her
But
body.
you know, but listen though, if she has the credentials
She
to
doesn't.
back well, and see, and that's the difference. If she has the credentials to back it up, then okay.
Do you want to know what disqualifies her from having the credentials? Any takers? She's trans.
Oh my god.
You don't get to talk about mental health if you're trans. I'm sorry, you don't. It doesn't happen.
Or at least pretend that it's not real.
Yes.
If it's
Yes.
at least acknowledge the fact that yes, I have gender dysphoria.
hell
Yes,
does that
this
mean?
is I don't know.
That's just mental.
I d-
That's
it
mental
is.
instability.
It is. But at least say like, yes, this is what I have. This is what I do to cope to get through the day. And I'm still able to do these things. Like with me, like I'm on Cymbalta, and thank the Lord in heaven that I'm on
I don't
Cymbalta.
even know what that is, to be honest.
Cymbalta?
Yeah.
It's an antidepressant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if I wasn't on Cymbalta, I wouldn't be able to do
People would
a
be
damn
dead.
thing. Exactly.
There would be dead bodies
I
stacked
should-
everywhere from
yes.
here in Montana.
I shouldn't be allowed to leave my home. Truthfully though, it's the honest to God's
Shouldn't
truth.
be allowed to leave my home.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but I can say that and not feel
Sure.
but acknowledge that's fact. Like what's
Right.
true is what's true.
My thing is was the definition of a woman? Was
See,
the
now
definition
that-
of a man?
So why can't they just say I'm a transgender woman? They
Why
want to
can't
say
they just
I
say
am
I'm a woman because she's a woman?
Yeah.
Or wait, is it a man? Wait, what is it? Is it a man going to a woman or
Who
a
is
woman going
Pat?
to a man? Okay,
Man
so
to-
he chopped instead of plugged. So wait, he's a man. That's a man.
It is a
I thought
man?
it was the opposite. I thought it was
Are we talking about you're talking about Rachel Levine?
yeah, Rick.
Rick, oh my god. See,
Yeah.
the fact that we're confused
We're confused.
kind of proves your point a little bit.
I think Rich Dash Rachel is a little confused. But I mean,
Yeah.
but here's
What
the
is
thing,
it with
like,
Rachels? They don't know if they're black. They don't know if they're. They don't know. Rachel, get it together, Rachel.
come on, Rick. But I get what you're saying though. That's a DEI hire. Like, you understand that, right? This person, and again, I say it because I have a sense of humor. Get over it.
Yeah.
But like people look at me
But
like
isn't
Italian.
that
Oh,
s-
you're
but that makes me sad
why?
because I just don't like the concept of DEI hires. It just shouldn't be a thing.
Correct.
It shouldn't be a thing.
Correct.
Period.
No.
Wait, it was something before Rick.
Well, no. He was an admiral.
He was an admiral. But I'm okay with that.
Gotta be the Navy.
Gotta be the Navy. Oh my god.
Gotta be.
Oh
He
my
was the admiral of
God,
the Navy for
he-
sure.
No, but honestly though, but I will give props to anybody that
Air
wants to
Force.
serve. I really do.
Oh,
I
sure.
really do. And the credit, I have family members who are active duty right now, who are deployed right now,
Ooh, God bless
and
him.
it's hard to watch.
Oh, for sure.
Watch what his family is going through. And seeing the posts and things like that, and knowing what's going on and the risks and the sacrifices that they take. But I would hate to be considered a DEI hire because I'm a white female.
I would absolutely.
I would
dude,
be so offended by
yeah,
that.
That would offend me. If someone looked at me and said, "Look, you're only here because we needed to make a quota," I'd feel like garbage. I wouldn't do. I
That's
wouldn't
what
be
I'm
able to do my
saying.
job.
So I am
And
shocked
they know
by
this, right? DI hires know they're DI hires. It's not like they hide it. They know for a fact. Especially when you are handed the task list
Yeah.
and you look at the task list and go, "What the hell this means?
I can't do it. Yeah.
I can't do this." It's at that moment you know you're a DEI hire.
Or your response is something snarky like
Yeah.
Christine had to say.
That's right. Like,
What?
get it together,
Like,
Christine.
you know what you should have said? Screw you for asking me that question. Let's have a push-up contest.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, don't ask me. That's the other thing. I would be offended if somebody asked me that.
And
I really would be.
And
'cause that
that's my
means
whole point
yeah.
is that, like, you would think that the whole concept of DEI would be eradicated, and not by
hell yeah.
and not by hiring a bunch of white dudes. It would be
No.
Why aren't we taking a greater stand, but yet we're embracing?
We're a country
It's
that
weird.
should take pride in what we do.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you have somebody who has no experience whatsoever, and I get you obviously have to get into your field to get experience. That's not what I'm saying,
Mhm.
but you don't put them at the top of the chain.
No.
That's not what you do. You put them at the bottom of the bucket and they
Right.
crawl their way up. That's what you're supposed to. That's what the country has always been about.
Mhm.
Liberals don't like that because that's work, but you have to crawl your way out.
Or unfair.
Or yeah, the playing field isn't level, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell that means anymore, but the playing field isn't level. Obama used that way too much.
Right.
But you look at a DEI hire, and you
Wi-Fi
go,
is free at McDonald's. You don't have to buy
Yeah.
anything. You don't even have to buy anything. Just go
No,
sit at
just go
McDonald's.
sit there, do research, look it up. If you're
Yeah.
a DEI hire and you want to make it,
Yeah.
you can't. You know you're a DEI hire, but you're okay with that?
I wouldn't be okay with that at all.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you would think,
No.
like, come on, Christine.
Yeah, no, 100%. Come on, Christine.
Come on.
No,
Do some
100%.
chin-ups. Let's see what you got.
I could do some shit ups.
Well, something. You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
the stance was just,
It
it was disappointing to see
but it's disappointing
coming from a
across the
community that I
country.
love.
There it
Yes.
is. It's coming across the country as lazy. It's coming across the country as we don't have pride anymore.
Can
We
you
don't do
imagine?
that.
Can you imagine walking into an interview? Hi, my name's Hilary, and I like penis.
Yep, you're hired. Thank you.
Isn't that weird?
That is. That really is.
It's strange.
And it's not only is it offensive, but it shows the lack of respect that somebody has for their country and for the job they're doing. Like, I'm sorry, it just does.
Why
like,
is it common knowledge who you
Or yeah, exactly. Or why do I have to hire you because of that? not doing that anymore. I
Well-
don't have to hire because look, I don't hate anybody. Listen.
Obviously, they told somebody.
Oh, right, for sure. But I'm not.
They let it be known.
Oh, yeah.
For what reason, I wonder.
Because they need, and they don't. My part is they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care that they look ridiculous. They look weak. They look bad. Like this isn't you. You look like you're taking a handout, but you're taking even worse. You're taking a job away from somebody who deserves it, somebody who's trained for it, somebody who's worked for it. They're leading up to this their whole lives.
Yeah.
And then it got stripped from them
Right.
because of a political ideology,
Mhm.
and they want to call us fascists.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
literally the exact definition
Yeah.
of fascism.
Mhm.
But liberals are like, oh no, the conservatives are the fascists. They're that dumb.
Mhm.
And
That they don't even know the definitions of the
what a
words that they're
fascist-
calling it.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, when somebody said that Trump was the new Hitler, I about died. And we're gonna get into that obviously when we on
Sure.
our next segment. But I mean, the literal definition of dictatorship
Mhm.
is exactly what the Biden administration
does. And but it's all liberals. It's Gavin Newsom. He's a dictator of California. For one, California is its own country. But two, Newsom is a dictator. Pelosi, dictator. Dianna Feinstein, dictator.
Yeah.
Like when you have someone stand up in front of Congress and point an AR-15 at Congress
Mhm.
and say that with one pull of the trigger, it could shoot 4,000 bullets per second.
Mhm.
That's just misinformation.
Mhm.
That's what dictators do to dumb down.
Mhm.
And people are like, oh, well, we're just trying to save the kids. Screw that. We're not trying to save the kids. Don't touch my Second Amendment right.
Yeah.
In fact, my Second Amendment right is for when Jan 6 actually happens.
Yeah.
Because that Jan 6 wasn't
That
what
wasn't
could have
real.
happened. No.
Well, and it's just
No.
offense. It's insulting to the intelligence of the people that you are supposed to serve.
100%.
From all aspects.
100%.
But so far, I mean, do we even know what the number of people that are dead so far? I mean,
It hasn't been a ton. So any life loss is bad,
yeah.
but it hasn't been a ton. I think it's under 100. It might be under 200. I'm pretty sure. Last I checked.
I think it's probably under 50.
It's a good possibility. Good possibility.
But
I know.
still,
I know
mean,
there
it's
was. I know they did. Tyler's looking it up for
27.
us. People.
Yeah.
Holy smokes!
That's it. I mean, one was enough.
I didn't realize there was. I know I said 800, but I wasn't sure that was a lot. But wow,
Well, because of the coverage that it's getting, you would think that it was
thousands
right
upon
right.
thousands, and having the coverage on it is fine, but it's what they're telling us about the fires that is not fine.
Well, but here's the thing. These wildfires aren't new.
No.
When one started by something as simple as a gender reveal,
Right.
that was enough to be like, okay, we have a problem. And
mean,
Trump
you're
even
not
brought that
wrong.
up. That something needs to be done. And what did they do? They sued him.
Wait, they sued who?
California.
I don't have any water over here, or I would give you some.
No, it's because we have the heater right here.
Oh,
No, it's all right. It's allergies and dry air.
dry air. Oh, it's not California dry though. Thank goodness.
Exactly. Thank God for that. But no, so this thing between Trump and Newsom has been obviously going on since, Trump obviously was in office back in took office in 2017. But Trump was calling on Newsom to do something back in 2019.
About it, yeah.
Right. And then obviously 2021 with that gender reveal fire. I mean, but
That's not funny, I know.
but it wasn't. That's the thing of it is, it was that innocent of an event
Right.
that killed a firefighter. Like somebody died
Right.
from that. And obviously, nothing was done. And then Trump basically told them what to do to fix it.
The other thing is, I feel Trump didn't have to say, put water in your fire hydrants. Like, I feel like that's not something that Trump needed to speak about publicly, right? I feel like Gavin Newsom should have said, hey, maybe we should have freaking water in our freaking water hydrants.
Well, right. So
Personally, that's me. Like,
so here's Trump saying, like, I told you so.
yeah.
And then in 2020, the state of California sued Trump for stepping in to do something to make sure that they had water. They literally sued him.
The only thing is, and then Trump said, fine, if it burns, it burns. Now it's burning. And now we're bad for it.
Well, and you want to know what's something funny? I have the lawsuit printed out. And see, and these are the citations that I'm talking about. I'm going
lawsuit printed out. I love
yes,
it.
yes,
great.
that's what I'm saying. Like these citations and these things. I mean, this is from the state of California, because it's public. Anybody can look this up.
Sure,
it's not that hard. It was Google. I literally Googled, did California really sue Trump over a fish?
Over a fish?
Yeah, because now, like, the articles now are saying, I mean, oh my gosh, want to know something funny is when I did Google that, there were so many articles that were posted recently about Trump giving out misinformation and
Sure.
how that's dangerous and harmful because it's not true. They aren't, they didn't sacrifice their water over a fish and all of those things. And then obviously I kept digging, as a responsible American should do, because the media is obviously, full of crap. And I found it. So this is
I
what
found it.
I found.
All right, let's go.
And California, this is February 20th of 2020. California sued the Trump administration on Thursday to block new rules that would let farmers take more water from the state's largest river systems, arguing it would push endangered populations of Delta smelt, which is the fish, Chinook salmon, and steelhead trout. So 3 fish.
I like steelhead trout, though. That's the delicious fish. Delicious.
So
I
no.
don't know
So
if it's worth burning down Hollywood for it, but it's pretty good.
yeah. So, but the only misinformation here is that it wasn't 1 fish. It was 3 fish that we
Blue fish, red fish.
Yeah, exactly.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
And so the Attorney General, Xavier Becerra, in the lawsuit, it says, California won't silently spectate as the Trump administration, by the way, this was 2020. Okay, so
It's 5 years ago.
well, and he was up for re-election.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
California won't silently spectate as the Trump administration adopts scientifically challenged biological opinions.
What the hell does that mean? Say that again. Read that line again.
Scientifically challenged biological opinions. So basically, that's saying that water putting out fire is an opinion, that you need water to put out fire. That's an opinion. Okay.
What?
It's a scientifically challenged biological opinion. That
Dude, all right, now hold on a minute.
This is real. This is real life, you guys. It's right here.
Water.
Yes. Yes.
They said water won't put out, or it's an opinion that water might put out a fire.
Well, the whole point is that because Newsom wasn't doing what needed to be done to prevent the prevent the forest. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It went out, didn't it?
Huh.
But
Can't use this lighter anymore.
yeah,
but
it's junk. But
I just proved her whole theory wrong. I want government money right now.
exactly.
I feel like I just did a
You deserve a spot on the cabinet.
Not only that, but I get grant money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't I? Water.
That was the whole. Yes. So basically, what this is Trump stepped in because they weren't doing what needed to be done, not only to make sure that they had water to put out fires, but also because there's farmers in California. It's not just full of Hollywood movie stars. Like California, and it's
there's a lot
thing.
of farmland. It is. It's true.
So Trump was doing his due diligence to
Sure.
make sure that that there were dams and things put in so that the farmers could have water, and obviously for fires. But they responded saying that California won't silently spectate as the Trump administration adopts scientifically challenged biological opinions. Listen, this is the rest of it. That push species to extinction, the fish, and harm our natural resources and waterways. So, Mr. Newsom, I would like to fact check you on your own attorney general's words, dear.
Can we get Newsom on?
Oh,
Send
can
an
we
email to
please?
Newsom. Tag Newsom this because
Please,
Gavin's an idiot.
I mean, you filed this lawsuit, bro.
See if we can
This
tag
is your
Newsom.
lawsuit.
Because anybody who says fire
It's a
can't be put out by
scientifically
water
challenged
is-
biological opinion. But obviously, as far as biology, that's a very tough concept for liberals these days.
It is but, like,
Biology, anatomy, all of it. It's difficult.
it's lunacy.
It-
Water doesn't put out fire anymore.
Yeah. It's a
Or it's not even a fact.
It's not even
an
a fact.
opinion.
It's,
Now,
yes.
water might not put out a grease fire, but it'll probably put out a forest fire.
But that's not what we're talking. I mean, we're talking about forest fires.
Right.
We're talking about fire hydrants that don't have water in them. There's not even water in the hydrants. And
This can't be real.
it
Like
is.
this is not. This is
Dude,
what in
it
the
is.
hell? And liberals think
It's
they
right
have the
here.
ground. Liberals think they have like, oh, we know what we're doing. You literally don't believe fire puts out water
Well, and
anymore,
that's
or
the
water
thing.
puts out fire anymore.
This is not us being bigots. This is not us being, hateful. This is it's literal facts. There's no agenda here other than talking about what is true. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, if there is a forest fire, you are going to
Need water.
call the fire department to bring their trucks and their hoses full of water to put it out.
Or yeah, I feel like water is a thing. I feel like water will help.
It's like a dirty word over there.
But I feel
And
like
that
water
lawsuit,
will
it
help.
was. The lawsuit, water was a very dirty word. Don't take it from the fish. But
I'm just.
another conspiracy is that somebody lit everything on fire to burn P. Diddy evidence.
There's too much baby oil. The fire would have never started. I don't think baby oil is flammable, is it? That's what I'm saying. Why don't they just go to Diddy's house and cover LA with the rest of his lube? He's got like 80,000 bottles. That would have covered at least Rodeo Drive.
Yeah, but he just shops at Costco.
Blech.
Can you even imagine?
Blech.
He just shops at Costco.
Ugh.
And then, of course, the next conspiracy, which honestly could have some ground to it, is the whole Smart LA. And I didn't even know that was a thing. I knew nothing about Smart LA until this was posted.
There's never anything smart about LA, but okay.
Well, but baby, here I'm thinking, like, I'm watching, the TikToks and the reels, because we all do it.
Sure,
we all do
sure.
it. We all stay up until 2:00 in the morning, just scrolling through reels and TikToks.
It's the only way to escape reality.
Exactly, right? God. But and somebody was talking about Smart LA, and I'm like, that's not real. But it is. It is.
Yeah.
And not in like the far off future.
No, it's
It's by
2027
2028.
or 2028. That's right.
2028. So I am going to obviously let the guy, the Smart LA guy. I don't even know his name. I don't even know what he does. He's just he could be an actor for all. Ted Ross. Ted Ross. Who is Ted Ross?
He's the Chief Information Officer, General Manager of Information Technology Agency.
What the hell? He's the Chief Information Officer of Information.
He's a chief technological officer of nothing.
of information
Basically,
technology.
they gave him a fake title.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's a 5
it's-
minute. All right, let's watch.
Well,
it.
do we need to watch all 5 minutes? Did I post all 5 minutes of it?
You posted the Instagram where it's just a little snippet, but I found the actual video.
We found the
actual
actual video.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this just goes to show.
Keep talking for a second.
This is
I don't want to talk anymore.
well, but it's the actual video from their website,
And this is from their mouths. People
this
like
is
we
from their
didn't-
mouths.
This isn't AI generated. This
No.
isn't something Tyler made in the back of his van.
No,
This is.
it is a real website about
Yep.
Smart LA. And what does he say? It's they want it to be a highly digital and connected city where residents can choose how they get around using a single digital payment platform. Mm,
What does that even mean?
I don't know, but
does it
I don't
mean?
like it. I
I
don't like
want
it.
to know what these things. Why? For one,
I
my
want my
Alexa doesn't even work the
options.
way it's supposed to.
No.
My Siri doesn't work the way it's supposed to.
Mm-mm.
Half the time, my computer doesn't work the way it has to.
Right.
My phone doesn't even connect to my damn Bluetooth in the car half the time. But yet we're gonna run. No.
Well, but not only that, but
thanks.
like, does it? It's taking away choice like in general. Like, what are you going to do if you have cash? What are the prostitutes going to do with their cash, Keith?
Save the prostitutes. Hashtag save the prostitutes. We
Save
need to make
'em.
a movement
Save
right
'em.
now.
We need to
Do
keep
not
the
let
cash.
the smart city happen. Hashtag save the toots.
Yeah, save the toots. Save the toots.
Yep.
Let's make it go viral. But it says, living in a digital economy, the city of Los Angeles will continue to improve both the speed of internet access, and accessibility for underserved communities through a dedicated digital inclusion fund. Where is the money coming from? And it's weird because, again, Wi-Fi at McDonald's is free. You don't even have to buy anything. You don't even have to go inside.
Don't have to do
But
nothing.
whatever. Businesses will find Los Angeles as the economic epicenter of multiple industries. As the digital media capital of the world, LA will be home to the best talent and startup ecosystem, whether in Silicon Beach. You know what that makes me think of? They call it that because everybody's got fake tits. Or
No, that's exactly why they call it that.
no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That's hilarious.
That's literally why it's called. Yeah, 100%. Because everybody's fake.
I feel
It's all made of plastic.
You guys, I feel so smart right now. If I didn't before, I
That's
really do
legit
now.
why they call it that.
But they're going to call downtown LA
Sounds
the
good.
Clean Tech Incubator. In addition to Hollywood, Los Angeles will continue to pioneer in fashion, aerospace, cuisine, and other industries, which is weird because I thought we were doing this to serve the underserved communities, but yet.
And airlines, I thought they didn't do emission stuff. I thought they didn't like that emission stuff.
yeah.
Like when Taylor Swift says we are bad for driving our black SUVs while she's doing a press conference from 40,000 feet in the air in a private house.
Well, and
that
their
flies.
private jets.
Yeah.
But
that
yet
flies, that use gas to
no,
fly.
no. That gas isn't real. The only gas that's real is the one that comes from the cow shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. We need to
Get it straight.
get rid of the cows.
Get rid of the cows. Who needs them? But yeah, we need to show this video because it is very much.
Just make sure
it's real.
Ted Ross, Chief Information Officer at the City of Los Angeles. As you know, we live in a world full of urban challenges. From traffic congestion that takes our time and pollutes our environment, to natural disasters that threaten the safety of our communities. To address these challenges, Los Angeles looks to smart city technology that can positively transform our urban environment. While not a silver bullet, technology provides solutions that were previously unavailable to the generations who lived before us. It is technology that enables transparency in our policing and gives a powerful voice to our diverse communities. It's technology that innovates alternative energy sources to reduce pollution and limit our carbon footprint. And it is technology that provides ultra-high speed internet connectivity for LA residents and businesses to do amazing things. Technology enables the city of LA to efficiently and ethically improve the quality of life for our residents, businesses, and visitors. In other words, when done right, technology makes us smarter. That's why the city of Los Angeles strives to be a smart city. And there's never been a more important time for Los Angeles to be smart than now, as we prepare to host the world in the 2028 Summer Olympics and Paralympics. Technology has transformed almost every facet of our lives. According to the Pew Research Group, 81% of Americans connect with each other through handheld smartphones, and 71% are active on social media. Our nation has fundamentally become digital, connected, and online. Likewise, at the City of Los Angeles, technology is fundamental to how we function in managing traffic, planning our communities, engaging our constituencies, and protecting our residents. Through the coordination of both existing and emerging smart city technologies, we are positioned to transform the way we live, work, and move around LA. In LA, we believe smart cities are much more than software you purchase or sensors that you install in the cityscape. A smart city is an integrated, intelligent urban
I have a
ecosystem
lot
comprised of multiple ingredients that must
still,
work
well, not a
together for the
lot,
benefit
but
of the
quite a few
public.
things left on this that
This
I
would
can
include,
obviously read through
first,
by myself if
smart
he's
city
still doing this.
infrastructure. This
I
is the
don't think the
physical
full 5 minutes is
technology
necessary.
used to deliver smart city technologies, such as
If
Department
we
of
ever, if you find
Transportation's
a good
ATSAC
spot,
traffic
I don't
management
mind.
system, which uses 4,500 connected traffic intersections to reduce travel time by more than 13%, or the Public Works Street Lighting's 165,000 LED street lamps that saves $3 million a year in electricity. Second are smart city data tools. This is the ability to share information across the smart city when you need it, where you need it, such as sanitation's Clean Streets program that proactively improves street cleanliness across 6,500 miles of LA streets, or our Data Science Federation, which every semester matches university data scientists in training with LA urban challenges. Third is Smart City Digital Services, which are the apps and websites used to digitally deliver city services to the public, including the award-winning MyLA 311 mobile app, providing access to 1,500 city services through your smartphone, or the Shake Alert LA app that provides up to 45 seconds of advance warning of a coming earthquake. Fourth are smart city connectivity and digital inclusion. This is the work that we do to ensure that all LA communities and businesses have access to the internet. It includes the distribution of over 5,000 computers by the City of LA to families in need through our Cycle LA program. And finally is smart city governance. This is how we coordinate investments in smart city efforts across all of our 42 city departments. In fact, the City of Los Angeles is a founding member of the I3 Consortium, along with the University of Southern California and 90 other partners, which has built an open source Internet of Things data aggregator as a smart city data marketplace. As you can see, LA's vision for becoming a smart city is already becoming a reality. As a 3-time United States Digital City Award winner, the City of Los Angeles has been investing in the infrastructure, the apps, and the data tools to be a globally recognized smart city. But as technology evolves, so our smart city must evolve too. That's why we have developed our Los Angeles Smart City Strategy, known as Smart LA 2028, as a roadmap to the 2028 Summer Olympics. It includes 56 new goals that use technology to transform the way we live, work, and move around LA. Check it out here. Thank you.
There. And
Because it's Gavin Newsom. He's not smart. We're not smart. This is not a smart, like, we're dealing with people that are DEI hires. Like, I hate to say it, but Gavin Newsom is not fit to run. I have a question, right? Like, and is this fact or not? You probably know a little bit more than I do, because I try to. I do. I avoid this. I avoid California like the plague.
Yeah.
Like when I have to film there, I have to go there. I hate it.
Mhm.
I do. I don't like landing there. I
Mhm.
don't like being there. I don't
Yeah.
like the weather. I don't like the people.
I mean,
I
you don't like
just
the
don't like it.
weather.
I hate it. It's dry, hot. It's bleh. Like I don't, and I'm not a beach person. Like I'll tan anywhere. Like I'm on set and I'll
Oh,
tan.
you will?
Like absolutely I will.
Must be
And I'm
nice.
Italian. I got olive skin. I can tan with low cloud coverage. Like I'm fine. But the problem is look at the problem
Yeah.
that California has outside of these fires.
Mhm.
The homelessness is an
Yeah.
issue.
It's awful.
The
And
it
it's
is.
It's just devastating. It's devastating. And then seeing the focus go towards,
Yeah.
fish, not one fish, not two fish, but 3 fish, according to their own lawsuit.
A fish.
Yes. And then obviously we're focusing our efforts to have this smart city that they're saying it's for underserved communities, but really it's for, obviously they mentioned it, the Olympics and things like that. Now, me personally, do I think that somebody intentionally started this fire with this smart LA thing in mind?
Mm,
I can't allow myself to believe it
I just
because
feel
it
like,
would break my, it would truly break my heart.
well, Henry Winkler said it. Honestly, Henry Winkler was like,
Not the fun.
yeah, he was like, he didn't say it was because of the smart thing, but it was an arsonist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think,
That's horrible. That person
yeah.
should, honestly, that's the death penalty. People died.
Yeah.
Whether
yeah,
it was 1 or
absolutely.
50 or 80, it doesn't matter. Somebody died.
Well, and at the same time, though,
Horrible.
you know,
Awful.
serve their purpose, right? They serve their purpose because what's happening in real life is so unbelievable that it can't be by coincidence. It can't
No,
just be,
right.
something that's happening. So,
Right.
I mean, as much as the Democrats want to call us the tin hat wearing, lunatics, you pushed us to this point, honey.
Well,
You did.
you asked like what are they doing with the funds? Why are they doing? They don't know what to do with the fund. That's my point. They don't know
No.
what to do. They don't know how to rock it. They don't know
No.
how to mortgage or how to balance. They don't know how to do anything. Like, I hate to say it, Gavin Newsom, he's there because, I mean, let's just be honest. The reason people are talking about Gavin Newsom more now
Mhm.
than they ever have is because the Democrat Party imploded.
Yes.
And they need him to be the new face.
They need somebody else. Yes.
He's young, he's charismatic, but he's still an idiot.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
I have never and you know what's so sad is that when you see somebody that is so ridiculously hot and they're so stupid.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and he is he's going to
come
resonate.
on.
I'm telling you, he's the one that's going to be running against JD Vance. Like, it's going to be, they have no choice but to put Newsom up.
JD Vance he's got that daddy vibe though. He'll give Gavin a run for his money.
Yeah, he does. Great, huge daddy vibe. I love it.
Give me
JD
some
Vance.
JD. But what it's true. It's true.
It's true.
I'm not blind.
Ah.
But one thing that I discovered, and I didn't know this until I went down this what's going on in California rabbit hole.
Sure.
And I had to look up a couple of different citations to see if it was real. FEMA this past weekend ended their housing assistance for the victims of Hurricane Helene. And that's not being reported at all.
FEMA is a crap organization anyways. Let me tell you something about FEMA, right?
Yeah.
And this is not going down a conspiracy. This is just me. I don't care about the coffins that 20 years ago they were talking about. I don't care about any of that.
Right.
FEMA is a garbage organization. They're not beneficial. They haven't done anything in a very long time. And it seems they only seem to care about blue states because they're not they've never helped red states. They just don't.
Well,
they
and
just don't.
Well, but we have proof of that.
Correct.
The thing of it is that it's not being talked about,
Right.
but it doesn't make it not true. Okay. And it
100%
doesn't make it
right.
and it doesn't make it
100%.
impossible to find out for yourselves. That, the director of FEMA, the one that did she end up resigning? I think she did.
She did.
Instructed people to avoid houses that had Trump signs.
That's messed up.
It's messed up. And why we aren't rioting? But here's the thing. But
because we don't do that.
Because we don't do that.
Conservatives don't riot.
Right. Exactly. But not only that, but as Kamala, you're running for president. You are the sitting vice president. Girlfriend, that was your opportunity to gain some respect of people, to denounce that. That's not okay. We don't okay. Yeah.
Those were
People
voters.
Yeah.
Those were voters. That whole place could have went, holy crap.
Yeah.
She actually helped us.
Yes.
But they don't care.
No, they don't.
The government doesn't. Why do all the liberals all of a sudden put all the trust in the government? Look what's going on in California. They care about fish over humans.
Right.
Human beings.
But the thing of it is that, FEMA is saying okay, well, we have to coincidentally, by the way, it wasn't planned. end the housing assistance instead of extending it in the middle of winter, in one of the coldest winters that North Carolina has seen, a freaking snowstorm,
Mhm.
right? We're going to kick these people out of the housing assistance, and they're actually like, they're living in tents. Like, that's real life. Okay. But not only are they going to do that, they have to put their focuses on California, which Trump is saying, well, you wouldn't need to do that. You could help both of them if you weren't broke. But here's Biden saying, FEMA's not broke. FEMA has tons of money. Then why are you ending the housing assistance for the people in North Carolina?
Because they're
And not only the people in North Carolina, but the people who are not millionaires,
correct.
the people who literally lost everything.
And-
We're
and-
not talking about just homes, as devastating as that is. These people lost everything. They're living
yeah.
in tents because they can't afford to stay at a hotel.
But the only thing is, people in California are living in tents too. It
They're
seems
just homeless.
to be, but that's my. It seems that they're okay with that.
They're okay with
The
that.
government's okay
Yeah.
with people living in tents as long as their lobbyists
Yeah.
are fine.
Mhm.
As long as their interests are protected.
Right.
That's why the government is not on our side.
They're not the party for the people.
They've
They
never
are
been the
not
party
the
of the
party for the
people.
people.
They're the party
So,
for quick pockets. That's what they are.
Exactly. So when and like I said, when I was doing my research on this topic, I literally stumbled across that because it wasn't obviously being talked about on any major
Sure.
news network.
No.
It's not being talked about on, CNN, even Fox News. Fox News isn't talking about it.
Right.
And
Which is scary.
And that's, yeah, exactly. And I feel like I have to bring it up as
as a alternate media
Yeah.
media news site. That's what we are. We're alternate media
Yeah.
news site. We're independent, which means we don't have to worry about not saying anything because FEMA's not gonna, or we're worried about somebody who lobbies for FEMA talking to one of our sponsors and pulling it.
we have nothing to gain.
It's not how that
we have
works.
nothing to gain
No.
other than
Right.
sharing the truth,
Correct.
because it's obvious what the people are sick of being lied to. The people are sick of having, the wool pulled over their eyes.
Yeah.
And we saw that with this last election. And I'm hoping that this, what they're calling the red wave, will turn into giving the power back to the people.
Right.
Not to the lobbyists, not
No,
to
not to your
the
self-interest.
not to self-interest, but actually
Awful.
to the people. And
Not
in
the
order
oil
for that,
companies, not the pharmaceuticals, us.
yes. And in
That-
order for that to happen, we need to know the facts, and we need to be made aware of what's going on.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, exactly.
More importantly, though, spark up. You're allowed to say something. You're allowed
Mm-hmm.
to rise up. You're allowed to say, hey, you're allowed to go to your local school board. You're
Yes.
allowed to peacefully
protest. Exactly.
You're allowed to do that stuff.
Mhm.
Don't let it just be the liberals that do it. That's why people are like, oh, it's the it must be a majority. No.
Right.
They're just a loud ass minority.
Yeah.
That's all they are.
Yeah.
It's 5 people making a whole bunch of noise that all of a sudden starts to trickle down. And all of
Mhm.
a sudden now it's the government has to stick up for 10 people, but screw the 100,000 people.
Exactly.
That needs to change.
Well,
that
and
has
obviously,
to change.
I hope this goes without saying, but knowing what's going on still in North Carolina, I hope that would encourage, people to, instead of donating to, Mandy Moore's brother-in-law or whoever the hell he is, that,
Right. Right.
Still donate to what's going on in North Carolina. And my intention after this is obviously to look up to see what GoFundMe's or organizations are still doing that.
Sure.
Because it obviously they still need it. They still need the help.
Absolutely they do.
It's just, wow.
So before we hit the next topic, though, the next segment, let's take a quick commercial break. Look, we are looking for sponsors. These are what your commercials will look like.
Yeah.
If you choose to advertise with Liberty Unfiltered. Our premium vehicles are designed to elevate your travel, whether you're navigating city streets, embarking on long journeys, or creating memories with loved ones. With top-of-the-line features and unmatched space, Nitro Fleet ensures that every ride is a first-class experience for the whole family. Choose Nitro Fleet, where luxury meets adaptability, and every journey is filled with comfort and style. Come join our family, Nitro Fleet.
Elevate your cooking with Big House barbecue spices. Whether you're grilling with our barbecue bee dust dry rub, dipping bread in Italiano herbs, or adding kick with our sweet and spicy blends, our spices are perfect for home cooks and professional kitchens alike. Crafted from premium ingredients, they enhance everyday meals and elevate gourmet dishes. Transform your weeknight dinners or create signature flavors for your restaurant. Taste the difference with Big House barbecue spices today.
Experience the perfect blend of luxury and family comfort with Nitro Fleet. Our premium vehicles are designed to elevate your travel, whether you're navigating city streets, embarking on long journeys, or creating memories with loved ones. With top-of-the-line features and unmatched space, Nitro Fleet ensures that every ride is a first-class experience for the whole family. Choose Nitro Fleet, where luxury meets adaptability, and every journey is filled with comfort and style. Come join our family, Nitro Fleet.
Elevate your cooking with Big House barbecue spices. Whether you're grilling with our barbecue bee dust dry rub, dipping bread in Italiano herbs, or adding kick with our sweet and spicy blends, our spices are perfect for home cooks and professional kitchens alike. Crafted from premium ingredients, they enhance everyday meals and elevate gourmet dishes. Transform your weeknight dinners or create signature flavors for your restaurant. Taste the difference with Big House barbecue spices today.
Alrighty. So while we're going to finish up on the California wildfires, in addition to a couple of things that aren't being reported as far as why things are going on and why we're not talking about it, is
How's it going?
Janice Quinones is the CEO of the LA Department of Water and Power, and she was hired last May by Mayor Karen Bass, and her salary is $750,000. There is reports from the LA Fire Department that she was made aware that the hydrants were broken and empty, and that the reservoir was empty. And I think the most interesting thing about Janice isn't that she knew, but where Janice comes from. So she was just hired, so she's new, but she's not new to the position of being, involved in electric, because she worked for PG&E, and it went bankrupt because they were found liable for causing several California wildfires.
Huh.
But that's the person that Mayor Karen Bass decided to put as the CEO of the Water and Power Department.
I feel like there doesn't need to be a CEO of Water and Power. Like, I feel like that could be run by a single person with a board of maybe 5. I mean, because you got, you know what I mean? Like, there should just be a no tiebreaker. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's a position that I just find odd that liberals are okay with.
CEO? Yeah. I feel like, director? I don't know.
Sure. I don't like the way they call things, because the anything rationally can you blame Trump for in California? Why just let's go into the mind of the liberal.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly rationally
Mm.
can you blame Trump for with the California fires?
I mean, hurting my feelings.
That's true. He hurts feelings a lot. I guess that starts fire. I don't know how you can blame one man for so many
blamed
things
him
indirectly.
for using his platform as the next president of the United States for being insensitive and taking the focus away from whatever. Just, it's about thoughts and feelings. Well, you know what's about thoughts and feelings? These homes that these people like have lost. The people in North Carolina that are literally being kicked out in the middle. Person doesn't give a shit about crap about your thoughts and feelings, because
Right.
if he did, he would have done the things that he has been instructed to do, as
Right.
far as brush and things like that. So,
And that's my thing. I think rationally,
yeah,
logically,
Yeah.
we can blame directly
Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom and the politicians, his lackeys in California.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a direct correlation. You can draw a line, right? If you can draw a line from Gavin Newsom to fires
Mm-hmm.
directly.
Is there anybody in his camp that likes him and cares about him enough to be like, listen, bro, this isn't the right way to go about this. Maybe we
Right.
should do something about the fact that we could have a fire that we can't put out.
But what did Obama say a long time ago? Never let a good disaster
Yeah.
go to waste. Those are his words, not
Learn
ours.
from what happened.
Right. Never let a good disaster go to waste, which means
And
as
that's basically what Trump
Yes.
said, just maybe not in,
well, if you're going to politicize
that's what he
it,
said.
that's fine. Politicize it
Yeah.
then. But don't tell me that when there's a school shooting,
That it's Trump's
they
fault.
don't politicize it.
Yeah,
They do.
exactly.
100%
Yes,
they
they
do.
absolutely do.
They politicize the fires.
Mm-hmm.
They politicize Jan 6.
Yep.
They politicize everything.
Yeah.
But we can't.
Mm-mm.
No, because we're not sensitive. When we say, oh, we shouldn't politicize
Yeah.
school shootings.
Yeah.
Look, I don't want there to be any school shootings.
Right.
So arm the teachers. That'll stop real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Put you want to know how to stop the school shootings? Go to every single military vet that wants to do something because they're bored and can't get jobs and can't get government help
Right.
because the government doesn't give a damn about our soldiers, or past or present.
Right.
And say, hey, you want a job? Sit out front of the school and make sure no bad guys come in. No bad guys come in.
Well, and then let's treat mental illness. Let's treat it.
We enable it though.
We enable it.
Yeah, we enable mental illness. Back then, and it's okay to make fun of things, but when it's serious time, when it's not just our schools that it's happening to, it's all of our country.
Yeah.
Like from every corner of our country, there is some type of enabling going on
Mm-hmm.
through mental illness that's making it acceptable. And listen, accept people for who they are. Get them the help they need.
Get them if you
Don't
love
enable
them,
it.
you'll get them the help they need.
You won't politicize them for an agenda
Yeah.
to grab power.
Right.
That's all the liberals did. The liberals bounced off the LGBTQ, LMNOP, QRSTUV, and they didn't but they politicized it.
They did.
All of it.
They did.
For no reason.
Yeah.
I think that, and I have a lot of like in the industry,
Mhm.
right? There is a lot of gay people
Yeah.
in the industry.
Yeah.
However, I'm telling you right now that I respect the hell out of all of my gay friends because they've never pushed it. They've never said, "Oh, you're a conservative, I can't talk to you anymore."
It's what JD called the normal gay guy vote.
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
And I'm
I
so
want
glad
them to
that
have right.
but
Yep.
he said it.
Yes.
He said it. And thank
Because-
God he did.
Because we don't their movement got hijacked,
Yes.
and I'm not sure they even know it.
They do now.
Oh, they do now for sure.
They do now.
They're speaking out.
Shout out
But
to
the-
AJ Sanchez.
Yeah, but the thing
Love
is,
that guy.
of course, should they have the right to be married? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they should. I don't care if you're a conservative, you can't yell at me for that because then
Nope.
you're not following your own constitution.
Right.
Now, morally, do you have different moral values and different?
Sure.
Sure, you can. You can. what did God say? What did Jesus say? Don't cast the first stone unless you don't sin. You know what I'm saying? Like, he who has never sinned cast the first stone. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
I can't really judge or cast stones, but like biblically, morally, Christians are allowed to have their opinions too.
Absolutely.
And in America, if a Christian doesn't want to bake a gay person a cake, sorry,
Yeah.
he doesn't have to.
Right.
And you want to whine and complain about that, great, I get it. But America is a capitalistic country. We
Mhm.
have rights, we have freedoms, we have the right to serve or not serve whoever we choose. And that means gay people have that same right.
Yeah.
If a gay person has a bakery and doesn't want to serve a Christian, Christians do not bitch.
No.
Do not whine, do not complain, do not say cry foul, none of that.
Right.
They have the same damn rights.
Mhm.
But see, gay people, when they hear me say that, they're like, oh, you sound like a liberal. No, I sound like a normal human is what I sound like.
A person that believes in the
That
Constitution.
knows the laws.
And exactly. And knows what it says.
And knows what a human right is.
Yeah.
We know what human rights are.
Mhm.
We have no right to do it. Now, morally, do I agree with it? No. I'm a Christian conservative, so no, I don't. However, I'm not going to judge you for it.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you you're going to hell for it, because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you that you're a bad person, because I'm telling you right now, 99% of the gay people I know, I would hang out with them before the people that are not gay. I'm just saying. And again, if they want to get married and be miserable like the straight people, fine. You did it to your damn self.
Yeah.
Like Elton John made that joke, and it was hilarious. He's like, well, if we want to be miserable like straight people, we could fight for it.
Right.
The problem
Blow all
lies.
your money on kids.
Yeah. The problem lies when you politicize things for power.
Mhm.
Now, if you're politicizing things to make a change, to literally do something,
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah.
But you got to walk that line. And the second you hop over that line to become a senator,
Right.
or to become a congressman, or to become president,
I mean,
that's a
Nancy
problem.
Pelosi even said in her own words, January 6th could have been avoided if they would have allowed the national.
Who Trump offered.
The rumors and the theory and the January 6th that was, designed.
It's all over the media.
That was designed
It
would have been avoided
It was.
if the National Guard would have been present, but they didn't want them there for this reason, to politicize some, tragedy that didn't exist, and the person that was killed by her
Correct.
own government. So
You're right.
yeah, but it's just, this whole thing it's amazing that science and history can explain so much, but yet we let
They only
feelings
like
write our policies and
right.
govern our
They only
country.
like science when science benefits them.
Mhm.
That's the only time. Like when they say don't question science, that's literally how
what you
science
do.
works. You question science.
Yeah.
That literally science is about questioning
Mhm.
itself.
Mhm.
So no, we're gonna question it. I'm gonna question every damn thing
Right.
that comes out of our government's mouth. I don't care who the president is, because do I trust Trump? No, of course not. I'm
We've
not
been
supposed
given a
to.
reason to.
Well, but I don't trust him as far as going, okay, ultimate power corrupts absolutely. Like absolute
Yeah.
power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
We can't give him the power. We still need checks and balances.
Absolutely.
Could you imagine a King Trump? It would be awful for the world. But he's smart enough to know that he has the checks and balances he needs
Mhm.
to not do those things. And I hate it. They say we live in a democracy. We don't
It's a
live in a
republic.
democracy. And if our nation's leaders do not understand what type of government we have, they shouldn't
That's
be allowed to
scary.
take office.
Scary.
Like, oh, the Black Lives Matter. This is what democracy looks like. Maybe, because we don't live in one.
Yeah.
We live in a republic. So
Yeah.
you're out there looking like idiots going, this is what, and they always had the best catchphrases. I loved it. But they scream out there, this is what democracy looks like. Sure, maybe. I don't
Right.
know. I don't live in one. I've
Yeah.
never lived in one. I live in a constitutional republic.
Correct.
And there's rules for
Mhm.
a constitutional republic that are very different than a democracy.
Right.
Very, very different. Not subtle, like huge.
Yeah.
Huge differences between a democracy and a constitutional republic. But the liberals want to dumb that down for us. Newsom, everybody does it. Everybody says it now. Oh, we live in a democracy. Say the Pledge of Allegiance, people.
Right.
Like it's in there.
Yeah.
But you can't anymore in schools because it's a prayer, because God is in it, and the Muslims are upset and the Jews are upset. I don't know why they're mad, but everybody's pissed, and it doesn't make any sense. Our political climate.
Why can't it be just any God that you believe in? Why does
Sure.
I mean,
Dude, we're sure
It's weird.
we have religious freedom in this
Yeah.
country. Do what you want.
Yeah.
As long as you're not a terrorist can blow me up, fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. And as long as your religion doesn't involve you taking little children and doing bad things to little children, worship however you want.
Mhm.
Don't drag me into it.
Right. And I think that segues perfectly into the next topic is what you said about like Democrats wanting to dumb us down.
Sure.
And it didn't, I mean, with what happened with Zuckerberg,
right,
and the censorship, obviously, we're not as dumb as y'all hoped we were.
It's a fact.
What a relief. So I call Zuckerberg Zuck Zuck. And you want to know why? And Tyler has the clip. So I'm a big Disney nerd. And that's literally what they say. They go, Zuck Zuck.
Oh my God. I have what is that from?
Cinderella.
Oh, I haven't watched that in 20 years. I like it. He is weird. Like, I'll give him that.
Yeah, but have you seen his glow up though?
Oh, yeah.
Did we have that picture?
Yeah, where it looks like he's went from eating carrots and broccoli to having filet mignon.
Listen.
He's a big boy now. He grew up.
Zuckerberg. I would have never in a million years thought that in any capacity that man would be like attractive. And then, but attractive to me,
Sure,
sure. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But this picture was going around of like Zuckerberg then and Zuckerberg now. And I was like,
I know. He grew up. He became a man.
I would do more with my eyebrows, but the Botox kicked in this morning. So my facial expressions might look a little crazy. Yeah, is that it? Yeah. Oh.
The Botox.
Here it comes. Yeah, I can't move my eyebrows, not at all. Not a little bit, but it's my right to do that. And don't bring your toxic masculinity out and make me feel bad for it. It's on there.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Mark?
Hey. That's what beans and rice only does to you. And then you've got filet mignon and a pack of cigarettes and he actually had a shot of whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of a White Claw.
He had a shot of whiskey out of somebody's belly button, just slurped right out of there. Look at him.
We could fact check that too. oh no, we don't have to anymore.
We don't have to. Yeah.
Sorry.
So, of course, last week he did announce that Facebook is changing their censorship policies, and the reason why they're changing their censorship policies is because the premise of Facebook, the reason why he created Facebook was for it to be a place for people to.
I just realized why my sound wasn't coming on. I had my mic shut off. This one. So you guys didn't hear Jack. Oh, do you?
Because you're talking so loud. No, I'm just kidding.
I might be.
I don't know anything about this stuff.
Oh. Well, I bet my sound is probably better now.
But yeah. Okay, so we're good?
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll show you what what Zuckerberg said for himself on his own announcement, but because he designed Facebook to be a place for people to obviously say what they want to say. See, now listen, so he needs the facial hair because I see the video now. Maybe the second one was AI. Sorry, Mark. But yeah, let's see what he has to say there.
Because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender.
Changed his mind. He had a change of heart. Wonder what happened. I know exactly.
Well, we know what happened, but honestly, I feel like it was a combination of things. So, why did Me Too gain so much traction? A lot of these different movements. It was because these people felt like they had support.
Sure.
And he said it himself, like the trigger, it was the election, the new administration coming in is what triggered, this movement. For the change that he's going to make. And I really think it's not so much that he's, the people on the left are saying that he's bowing down to King Trump and all that. And no, I think it's more of he finally has the support to do what he wants to do with his business.
Yeah.
And we've seen that in the past with other movements. Movements gain traction when the people, involved in it feel like they have the support to do so. So that was a shock. But what really kind of catapulted this to be such a big deal, I think, is if we really think about when this started. So when I joined Facebook in high school, and Facebook has this wonderful feature where you can see your memories and you can see the stupid things that you posted 10 years ago. And let me tell you, don't do that. leave the memories in high school. Leave them be. Leave them alone because it was But the things that that I said or other people have said, like censorship, it wasn't a thing. And in his interview with Joe Rogan, he does talk about it was 2016 when Trump got elected. That is when censorship started to become a big deal because nobody thought that he was going to win.
Right.
The left thought that we as a people must have been so bamboozled by something that is just so out of this world untrue that that's the only explanation as to why he got into office. So that is when we started seeing the censorship and the fact checkers because it was just so.
Right.
Really, Trump, it was out of nowhere. Nobody thought that he was going to win. He always talked about running and things like that, but nobody
thought a reality host.
The Apprentice. You're fired.
You're fired. And he did fire. But you gotta remember, Zuckerberg got tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Like he got tired of having to go before in front of Congress and explain himself. He got tired of being pushed around by the Biden administration. During that Rogan interview, he said he got tired of getting screamed at by the Biden administration for that.
We have the email.
Yeah, that's real.
That's
real. Not fake. That's not a conspiracy. That's real.
So I'm going to show you this. So this was an article back in 2023.
Yeah.
Shortly after. So it was while Jim Jordan was interrogating him. Yeah. And I wanted to read this because I wanted to read the language of what CNN supposedly, that's where we get our news from, described this situation. So Jim Jordan is shaking down Mark Zuckerberg, the hyper-partisan Ohio Republican still on an unsuccessful years-long journey to dishonestly portray Silicon Valley as unfairly censoring American conservatives, is now wielding the power of the federal government in his quest to besmirch I'm not a scholar. Meta. Demanding Zuckerberg turn over reams of internal documents, like they're private, that pertain to Meta's content moderation decisions, and that Jordan will then selectively post portions of these very documents on Elon Musk's rival platform X to advance a narrative that Facebook is supposed anti-free speech social media networking, working in collusion with the Democrats and the media elite to tilt the scales against the GOP. So this is one of those articles that I like to say did not age well, because it was true. And not only did Jim Jordan successfully retrieve exactly what he was looking for,
Right.
because it was true,
Right.
he posted it for everybody else to see.
Because it was true.
Because it was true. So where's your redaction, CNN? Oh, wait, you didn't post one.
Where's the apology to the people?
Exactly.
Like, why are we not going, you know what, we reported something false.
Yeah.
We blame you guys all
Yeah.
the time
Yeah.
for spreading false information.
Mhm.
Where's our apology?
Right.
Why are we okay with not having one?
Well, and you know what? But there is a difference between, misinformation and political, ideology, because obviously,
Sure.
you can't go on Facebook and say,
You can't yell fire.
you can't exactly. And he made a point to that.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of moderation for
There's
literal
yeah.
safety.
Yeah, there's watchdogs that watch the government.
But
That's what we need.
what is so funny, and it's funny because it's so outrageous. The phone calls that Facebook team was getting and the emails that they were getting was not the disinformation about COVID that Biden said was going to kill people because of this disinformation.
Right.
It was a meme.
Right.
It was a meme of Leonardo DiCaprio looking like a douchebag in a role that he was playing, saying that he was going to get compensation from taking the COVID, for COVID vaccine injury or something like that.
Right.
And that is what they freaked out about, calling it misinformation. Now, listen, all vaccines have side effects.
Sure.
Anything has a side effect. Tylenol has side effects.
Yeah.
Those are things that are factual.
No, it doesn't have a side effect. Not taking it.
I
didn't have a side effect from it.
Right.
Weird. And I'm still alive. I thought I was supposed to be dead 40 years ago.
Right.
Wasn't I supposed to have perished like a year and a half ago because I didn't take this thing and I was gonna die and everything was horrible?
Or also, if you got the COVID vaccine, you would never get it again.
Right. Or you didn't need first it was vaccination.
6 boosters.
You know what? Do you know what a vaccination is, right? By definition,
It's supposed to eradicate something. Yes.
Now look up the definition of the COVID vaccination. It is something that is a helpful preventative. That's not a vaccination. That's medicine.
Or healthy lifestyle.
Yeah. No.
And things like that.
I had COVID 8 times. It sucked. It did. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, so does the flu.
But
I lost a friend. So I had a friend die from COVID.
Yeah.
She did not have the healthiest lifestyle. She was also asthmatic. Now, the vaccine would not have saved her. She was actually encouraged not to get the vaccine by her doctor because of other things. Yes. And she got COVID. And the problem with what ended up killing her is because the hospitals didn't know what the hell to do, because they were pushing the vaccine instead of pushing actual treatment. They didn't know what to do. And this was after, she died well after COVID became a thing. She died in 2021. So that was
So this was right at the beginning.
Well, COVID.
Well, no, I guess it wasn't.
No, it was. Yeah, or was it?
No,
Was it June of 2020? No, it's June of 2021. It's July. I'm sorry, July of 2021 when she passed away.
So it was out.
It was out for a while, yeah. And the hospitals in Broward County, Florida, didn't know what to do. They couldn't help her. They didn't have the machine. They didn't have the equipment. So when I see things when it comes to FEMA, or we're talking about funds, going towards something like a stupid smart LA, that pisses me off, because the hospital didn't have the equipment that they needed. And not only did they not have the equipment that they needed, they didn't have the personnel to transport her to a hospital that did have what she needed.
Yeah.
And she was 25 years old and died.
Oh, she was 25.
She was 25. Yeah.
She was young.
Yes.
As shit.
Yes.
That's wow.
Yes.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
So it was,
Devastating.
and like, and again, I do believe. See, people are like, oh well, because you say it's a China virus, you don't believe it's real.
No,
Yeah,
it was
it's
obviously a
100%
real virus, but
Yeah.
there's a difference between misinformation and
Yeah.
and pushing propaganda.
Politicizing it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what happened here. And we
It
have Joe Rogan interviewed Mark Zuckerberg,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you what, I was listening to it in the car with my husband, and I'll tell you what, there were so many times during that interview, because I'm obnoxious, I go, and I'm slapping Josh to make sure he heard it. Like,
you hear that? You see that?
Or I'm over here going,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Well, did you see what? And it's always Rogan.
Yes.
Like Rogan's becoming the go-to guy
For
period.
news.
Like I want to know what Rogan says. And when Rogan had Mel Gibson on there, and he was like, "Hey man, I know how they're cured cancer," and now everybody's going, "All right, man." One person's saying it's weird, two persons saying it's weird, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now elites are saying it. Mel Gibson is not a B-list celebrity. He's A all day. Like I mean,
he's the Patriot.
Hell yeah.
He's the tomahawk guy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But like when you have people like that saying stuff like this, it starts to pique their interest a little bit. Their ears start to perk and go, okay. And I hate it that it takes celebrities to say this because who cares what they think. But honestly,
But if they have a platform, at least.
Yeah, but here's my thing. I'm an actor too.
Yeah.
So I think that I should shut up and not talk about politics, but then they don't shut up and not talk about politics. So I feel like I can't shut up and not talk about politics. So now we're just fighting constantly in the industry, which is what we're doing. Like I've been canceled, right? Which is funny. But like I was canceled and I'll tell you why this is a problem. When you can't have in this political climate anymore, Rogan sat down with Zuckerberg and had a conversation.
It wasn't an argument.
It wasn't an argument.
He's had Democrats and Republicans on his show, and he genuinely listens to what they have to say. And there isn't this.
He tries to bridge.
There's
gaps.
no gotcha.
Right. It's like let's have a conversation. Your opinion, my opinion. In the end,
and he
I
lets
don't care
them
who's
speak?
right. Yeah, he lets them talk. But I got canceled for that. Like I got people like, oh, I can't work with this guy because he's a Trump supporter, and I laughed at it. Like I literally called the director and I was like, this guy is a child. He's a little baby. Like he's a little itty bitty baby, and I was like, he can't. And then there's so there's another girl that was there, and she posted. She was like, oh my god. She was like, I would choose the bear every time.
Oh, for the love of God.
No, but the other thing is, like, I texted her and I went, you're working with me. I'm a man. You're working on my project. I'm a man. You're working on my project that I'm going to pay you for. Pick the bear, asshole.
Yeah.
Like, pick the bear. Go ahead. We're not going to talk anymore then.
Right.
Like, you're going to insult me. That's fine. You're going to call me names. That's fine.
Yeah.
But then you're going to pay somebody to write a bad review about me in a movie because you can't act or produce?
Yeah.
Like, that's my fault?
Yeah. But that's the climate that we're in. Like, who you vote for is who you are as a person, in addition to who you wanna sleep with. That is who you are as a person. It's so weird to me. It's weird.
And Zuckerberg, but that's my point, is that it's shifting.
Yeah.
The political, it's shifting. You're now allowed to have a different of opinion now.
Right.
And then you're now allowed to talk about it.
Right.
And that's what Rogan does, is he brings Zuckerberg on there. He brings it, and Zuckerberg's a liberal. We knew he was. Now, but here's the thing. Zuckerberg was a liberal. He followed the same. It's okay to be a liberal till you hit about 22.
Right.
Then you need to be a conservative, because now you're an adult and now you're trying to get things ready, and now you're trying to do things.
Well, now you're thrown into the real world, reality. But what I thought was so interesting is that, like, despite what I want to know is, what is it going to take for people to realize that it was the Biden administration emailing and threatening and calling this private entity to take down a meme or to remove things that were factually true. And we're going to obviously post it, but the emails are published. It's there. It's real. But yet people are still, they don't believe it. And Biden on his farewell speech. Do we have that?
Oh, his farewell speech was hilarious, guys.
While I pull this thing up, did you see Jeff's comment? Are you watching the thing?
No.
He said, have to disagree. Rogan is a huge fake.
I mean, I don't care what the hell he is. He can at least have a civil conversation.
Why? No, hold on a minute. Jeffrey the frickin' Wookiee.
Is that the same? Oh, is that the same
Yeah,
Jeffrey? Oh,
yeah.
shut up, Jeffrey. Go to bed.
And I love him to death. Me and him are.
I don't even know who he is.
Oh, we're good friends. But Jeffrey.
Go pound salt,
I
Jeff.
guarantee you Rogan wasn't fake until he endorsed Trump. Rogan is an
yeah.
entertainer. He's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Is Theo Vaughn fake? Is Dana White fake? Come on. Is Jeff Bezos fake?
All of them, yeah.
Are all these people? Come on, man. You can't use the. You want to know who's fake? P. Diddy, bro. You want to know who's fake? All of the liberals.
My forehead, since I can't move it.
Dude, listen to this. This is how fake Rogan is. Rogan supports Trump, right? Eminem supported Kamala Harris and has a song where he kills women.
Yeah.
So
Weird.
who's faker, Jeff?
Yeah.
Bro.
Make it make sense.
Bro, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because we have a deck of cards that aren't stacked full of drawings of one. Like you got in their decks, like they have a one card. Like they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Bro, it's all fake. Your decks of cards are fake. But you're gonna call Rogan fake because he supported Trump.
I don't know. It sounds like Keith has a crush on Joe.
I do. Wait, who's Joe?
Joe Rogan.
Oh, I'd bromance over him all day. Give me
Yeah.
on there. I want to be fake. I'll be fake with him.
Yeah.
Like
Whatever he's got, I
Yeah.
want it. Yeah. Love it.
Jeffrey the Wookiee. Come on.
But in Biden's farewell speech, he's still not giving it up. And that's what blows my mind. Bro, not only were these, Jim Jordan, he published them. And he didn't need to because you can't actually look them up.
Right.
But he still went on X because at the time, Facebook probably would have taken them off. That's why he went on X. I mean, it wasn't in loyalty to Elon Musk or anything like that. But he posted them there because that's where people could see it. And then obviously, Zuckerberg confirmed all of those things. It's not like before he went on with Joe Rogan, it's not like him and Jim Jordan sat in Joe Rogan's basement jerking each other off about what they were going to talk about, what he was going to say, he confirmed all of those things that they were true. And Biden, my man, does not give it up. Doesn't his wife love him? Isn't there somebody in your life, Joe, that loves you enough to be like, shut up, say your piece.
Shut up. That's funny.
But for real though, same with
no.
Kamala when she went. She was, I don't know if she was drunk or got beat up by her husband because he likes to do that, I guess.
That's right.
And then, went on and made that, was it a speech? I don't even know what the hell that was. Public announcement? Who knows?
You gotta remember, you're not black if you don't vote for him. So
Right, but just
that was a thing.
But she made herself look like such a moron.
Well, that's because she on Thursday she was Mexican. On Friday she was Asian.
Yeah.
By Sunday she was a Martian.
Aren't there people in your
understand.
lives that love you enough to tell you when you're being an idiot? My lash tech today, she told me the truth about what I should wear. I said, I'm going on TV. She was like, let me fix you up. And she made sure that I was going to wear a bra, when I'm doing these things, and not to offend me, but because she loves me enough to tell me the truth. That is the most, the greatest act of love is to be honest with somebody. You know what I mean? And it just makes me pity. It makes me pity him. It really does.
Let's be honest. I don't know if you can help somebody who literally, and she's the only person I've ever seen to do this, and I give her props for it because her SAT, she must have got 5 million points just by on how many different races she is. Anybody who can go, hey, I'm black, who can go like this. This is exactly what she did. She said, to the American people, I want you to know that I support you, and I'll uphold the Constitution. She said that in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
In Compton, she was like, yo, what up?
Right?
Here's what we got, homies. I'm going to protect your shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's the person we were going to vote for?
Yeah.
Like,
or when she told the person that said something, when she said the Christians were at the wrong rally. Oh
Yeah.
my Lord.
no doubt they were. But
Yeah,
hey.
obviously. But I'm just like, where are the people in your life that love you to tell you when to just shut up?
It was like watching the greatest alcoholic train wreck.
Oh
It was
my
like
God.
watching Cousin Eddie run for office. For
Well,
Christmas
play
vacation.
this farewell speech. Oh God, it's so sad.
I'm equally concerned about the potential rise of a tech industrial complex that could pose real dangers for our country as well. Americans are being buried under an avalanche of misinformation and disinformation, enabling the abuse of power. The free press is crumbling.
What did he just say?
Editors are disappearing. Social media is giving up on fact checking. The truth is smothered by lies
Reaching for.
told for power and for profit. We must hold the social platforms accountable to protect our children, our families,
Children?
and our very democracy from the abuse of power.
From the abuse of power coming from you, guy, that's rich. Yeah.
It's Cousin Ed, dude. He's the crypt keeper, and then you have Kamala Harris, who identifies as Cousin Eddie. Like, what? It's a circus, and you wonder how these countries sit back and look at us.
Well, and you want to know something that I didn't know until I researched these things because I genuinely wanted to know what was true and what that's I feel like
Sure.
You can't trust what you hear. You obviously can't trust what is on social media, and hopefully that will.
The liberals told us we can't trust what we see.
Yeah, exactly. So when I'm doing this research, this whole red wave and what's happening, this election in our country, it's a worldwide cry for change.
Oh God, yeah.
There were 70 other countries that their incumbents were voted out.
Right.
They were voted off the island. So we're finally like at a point now where I feel like it could go one of two ways. Either if Trump is the leader that he says he is,
Right.
he's going to fight for the people and and that we will have a voice and our voice will matter, and it will be an effect that will go across the whole. I mean, it's worldwide. It was 70
Right.
other countries voted out their current leaders, and a lot of that had to do with with COVID and things like that, and censorship.
Yeah, that's how they handled it.
Yeah. And
Nobody wants to be oppressed. I don't care who you are.
no, and we're not as stupid
Right.
as you guys thought we were.
Right. It's because more and more is coming out, and they hate it.
Yeah.
They hate social media because when someone says, "Hey, COVID came from China," and they censor that, that's a problem.
That's a
It
big
did
problem.
come from China.
It did.
It absolutely did. Like,
Mhm.
and if they say it came from a bat, however you want to say it, leaked out or whatever, fine. But the point is, it came from China. So I mean, how is that false information? And how are they allowed to? That's what gets me. How are they allowed to censor that?
Well, and that's what I want to know. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to ask the question, because now that we know what we know, what now?
Right.
What is going to prevent this from happening again? Because from my mouth to God's ears, if I were to hear that the Trump administration was behaving in this manner, I would be just as upset.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter,
I don't care what your party is.
right. It's just what's wrong is wrong. What's against the Constitution
100%.
is against the Constitution. You don't have to be a good guy.
Sure.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree with you.
It's just-
Somebody says, so let me ask you this though: is he really not a good guy because
I've
because
never
of the
met
way
him.
he talks? But I mean, like, exactly. Sure, that's fair.
I've never met him.
That's fair, actually. But
I
like,
don't know him. All I know
is his political
is
party, yeah.
his
Like you haven't sat
policies.
down with him and said, "Hey, let's have a glass of tea, or
Right,
whatever, and
right.
sit down and get to know each other." Sure,
I would love to.
but
I would love
looking-
to, but
But looking at him, you can't say he's a bad guy because he
No.
makes off-color jokes. Who the hell cares?
I'm sorry, but there are things that I have said that were in, at locker room talk that I have said as, a little white Christian girl that was a lot worse than grabbing her by the pussy
Yeah, because that's what I said. But,
at
but you're
family
right, though.
reunions.
Yeah, but that's like,
And I would consider myself to
Humor.
be a decent person.
oh yeah, absolutely. But that's because it's humor. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
yeah.
back, long gone is the days where
We
like,
don't want
you could-
politicians. We want real people.
Yes, we want. Dude, Washington was a real person.
Yeah.
Franklin, the
Flawed.
inventors, like these people that became founding fathers that shaped and created our nation.
Yeah.
They were not politicians. They despised politicians.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was never supposed to be a full-time job.
Right.
Even being the president of a damn country wasn't
Mhm.
supposed to be a full-time job.
Yep.
But you look at what's going on now, and now it's a special interest, and it's getting to the point now where it's they're not even hiding it. It's
No.
smiley face fascism in front of our face.
Yeah.
And they want us to take the pill, and it showed in November why no one wants the pill anymore.
Right.
And we're
Right.
starting to get past that stage, and woke is gone. Woke culture's
Well,
gone.
so what now? So like, obviously, if you were to, I mean, and you need to watch the interview with Mark Zuckerberg, because
Oh, for sure.
there's a lot of, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg goes as far as to say that he believes that what the Biden administration did as far as censoring on his platform was election interference. And that blew my mind, because I'm like, we're all thinking it, but he, of all people, is the one that said it. He admitted that it should be considered election interference. So, I mean, what are we going to do? What now? Now that we know what we know, now that it's, brought back into the light, and now that, these, obviously, like, Trump is going to be going into office, can you press charges? Like, what do you do?
Right, what's the
Is it
next
treason?
step? Oh God, they committed that. So maybe not that part, but I'm telling you right now, everything else they did is treason. The China collusion, Hunter's laptop, cocaine in the White House. I mean, we could go down the list for treason, what they've done, how they've committed treason, and we can't say what the punishment for treason is, but they have committed it. All the way from Obama did, Bush did, they
Well,
all
and
did.
something that's so crazy to me is how we were able to develop a vaccine in a matter of months, but yet it's been years and we still can't verify the laptop.
Because it's not real. Because they pick and choose what our reality is.
But not only
That's what's happening.
but not only are they not just admitting that it was his laptop, there has been there's proof that they hired the CIA to cover it up.
All of it.
And so I'm just like, okay, well, now that we know these things, now what? Because we are, everybody is suing Trump for everything, and giving him all of these felonies for things that aren't even,
right.
They're not even felony charges. Like, it's, they're all going to be dropped, because they don't hold any weight regardless. It was that whole trial should not have happened. It should have been, it's obviously a conflict of interest with the judge and all of that stuff. But, whatever, let them have their party, but party's over. So now what do we do? If you can convict him of these, if you can convict Trump
of a witch hunt. That's
of a
what it
witch
was.
hunt.
Of trumped up charges.
Right.
Fake charges. False.
Yes. Or hold him liable for sexual assault. So there's a difference between charging him and convicting him of sexual assault, and then holding him,
Sure.
liable. And I would love to get an attorney on here and to explain those things, because people say Trump's a racist. No, or Trump's a rapist. I'm sorry. He was never convicted of rape.
Right. And it was fake anyway.
Correct. But still, like, it's so amazing that, we can go after him and have this witch hunt. But I'm kind of in the mood for a witch hunt, but not even like a witch hunt, because I won't even have to try that hard, because people already did the work for us. But I want to see justice. We're in this red wave. I want to learn how to surf the wave,
I mean, so For Juice 4, I don't know who that is.
Somebody from Rumble.
Somebody from Rumble said they had to let Trump win so the deep state wouldn't lose legitimacy. 40% of Americans believe the 2020 election was fraud.
Well,
so
yeah.
they had to let him win in 2024. So we will continue to put faith in them. That's probably not wrong.
I don't. Yeah.
Like, I would say that yes, they wanted to cheat. They cheated the first time.
Well, they
could have
cheated the
very well
second time with Kamala being there.
Right.
I mean, because she was not voted in as the
Right.
candidate.
Correct.
They bypassed all of that, and I'm sorry, like no part of me thought that was going to happen. And when they ended up selecting her, and they did it for money, you know, obviously, I was shocked, and
well, sure. So well, the other thing is we knew after the first debate Biden wasn't going to be the nomination. Like after Trump school,
Jill had
so
to walk him off.
Yeah.
And they aired it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my heart.
He didn't know where it was going. But the other thing is, so did mine. Like everybody got a kick out of that. But here's the problem: that's our leader.
It's so sad.
Like that was our
Embarrassing.
leader. That's not
Yeah.
something I want on TV. It was funny when Trump beat the piss out of him with it. But the point is, like, that's our leader.
But I don't. But to your point though, I watched the debate with Kamala and Trump, and Trump did not do so hot. He was doing okay, but then as soon as Kamala questioned his character, he gets angry, and when he gets angry, he starts rightfully so. He gets angry, and no, Kamala's the word salad. He starts talking he lets the emotion. Yes, he
does
loses,
what every toxic male does. He goes,
Right.
F you, this is my
the
character.
rational side of him goes away because his character was, and he gets mad. And so he did not come out smelling like a rose on that debate, in my personal opinion.
I mean, no, I don't think it matters.
It didn't matter, and this is why.
I think he could have went up there and fell asleep.
Because J.D. Vance, dun da da da.
Oh yeah, he killed us.
So I don't know.
Like,
I don't.
In every way, shape, or form, he destroyed him. But like,
I don't know if that's.
I mean,
I don't know if that's true.
Debating Kamala, you don't think J.D. Vance killed Waltz?
Oh no, he did.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying I don't know if the deep state allowing Trump to win is necessarily true, because Trump did not. He really underperformed, in my opinion. But also, if they were going to allow him to win, there were 2 assassination attempts. They tried to throw him in jail. Why try so hard for something that you have control of anyway?
The assassination,
because it makes him a martyr.
Because it makes him a martyr, but it makes people. I mean, and I guess a martyr. You want to vote for him. I mean, I can't even tell you how many TikToks I saw of people being like, "Damn, like that guy." Yeah.
I mean, the only thing is, that's why I said he probably didn't prepare for the debate at all with Kamala. He probably said, "Look, I'm good." Like
probably not. It didn't seem like he did anyway, because
But the only thing is, they didn't ask questions either. They went to Kamala and said, "If you are elected president, like, where will you live?" Well, the White House.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, if you're elected president, how are you going to stop the COVID and cure cancer all at once?
Yeah.
Well, Kamala, what color is green? Well, yeah, when you ask her questions like that, and you're sitting asking him the quantum physics of how to what a woman is.
And not letting him speak, and the fact checking was not both sides, and God bless JD Vance for calling out ABC. Let me tell you,
that's great.
If he wasn't a zaddy then, he is now. Zaddy JD. You know what's so funny is that, like, I always thought he was just hot as hell, but people have said that my husband resembles him because he's got the darker, longer hair. He styles it the same way, and the beard and all of that. And I was like,
JD Vance had a sick
that
beard,
tracks.
bro.
Well, so that's Josh's beard.
Tried to get mine as thick and as like luscious.
Yeah.
It still doesn't. I don't have it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it tracks.
It does.
So I was, I loved. I watched reruns of that debate. Honestly, listen. Some women read smut. Some women watch reruns of JD Vance's debate. We don't yuck my yum.
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
We listen and we don't judge.
There is a conservative out there right now putting together a business plan for an OnlyFans for you. You just said that. He's going, conservative OnlyFans. Let's go.
Let's go.
Nothing bad. It's just you reading the Constitution.
Yeah.
In Amish clothes.
Yeah.
Like nothing That's what it is. We
Hey.
can start that. Only fans, only conservatives.
Only conservative.
Like farmers only.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, farmers only. Hey, a lot of people I'm sure have found love on farmers only. There needs to be some representation, Keith.
Yes.
There needs to be something for everyone.
We could make an app. Let's try it. Why not? Only conservatives.
Only conservatives.
It's like TikTok, but only conservatives.
Oh, speaking of TikTok, the CEO will be attending. He did announce that he is attending the inauguration.
CEO of what?
TikTok.
Who's the CEO of TikTok?
Some Asian
I
dude.
don't want him there.
Well,
How is he gonna be there?
I don't know. He felt the
How
need.
do you get tickets?
He felt the need to announce that he was going to be present.
No, he's banned. TikTok is banned. He can't come. He's not allowed. Why is he here?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. He just said it.
He needs to go home.
I thought
No.
maybe you would have an idea.
I don't have an idea. I don't want him there. I
I
didn't
thought-
know he was, if TikTok's banned, why are we allowing the CEO of TikTok to come here?
I don't know. Maybe it's an olive branch to come to some sort of agreement to keep TikTok. I love TikTok. TikTok has done a lot of really good things for me at 2 a.m.
JD
alone.
Vance?
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh.
He's on there.
Oh, I bet.
He's
He's
on
like, half of her scroll is just JD Vance.
But it is. And that's okay.
It is. You're right.
That's
It's 100%.
okay.
I mean, yeah, it's better than Tim Waltz. Like, I mean, if you look at JD Vance versus Tim Waltz, you just had to. I mean, you had to vote for JD Vance, right?
Yeah.
Like I think even the people who said they were gonna vote for Kamala,
I don't think they did.
No, they
How can you?
They didn't.
Yeah.
There's no way they did.
Oh.
No way at all.
But not
None.
only that, but like then you turn around and be like, I voted for this person. I wouldn't tell a soul.
Oh no.
I would take that
I
to my
think Biden
grave.
voted for Trump. To be honest, I know. I'm serious. I'm
He
serious.
probably got lost on
I'm
his
not-
way to the poll.
No.
I
Hold
heard,
on. a
I
minute.
heard he was mad about getting ousted.
Yeah, probably. But here's the thing. This is how
If you're
Biden.
delusional, I bet you would
The
be.
thing is, this is how Biden taught. Like, and I'm not tinfoil hat here for a second before we end the show. Tinfoil hat. This is how Biden talked, leading up to everything. Right? We're out. Kamala Harris is the president. Well, my fellow Americans, I want you all to know that I was very happy being your president, and it was a very, very great honor. Well, we still need you to talk crap, Mr. President. He's not following orders. Then he gets his farewell speech.
They
I know.
they redrugged him.
They had to have because he was getting pissed. He was starting to say stuff
He
he
was.
didn't like.
He
And
was.
it was slipping. He was like, yeah, it was great having him at the Oval Office.
Yeah.
He was very cordial. We had a
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
next day. How about Trump? He's a dick.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so sad.
what are you doing to Biden? And it's got to be Jill, right?
Well, Jill's the doctor.
Right. So she's got.
She would know how to-
Yeah, she got access.
She can write
to
the
this.
prescriptions.
Dude, there's some like I kind of feel bad for Biden now.
That's what I'm saying.
And I told Tyler this
It's
too.
awful.
Like
It's
some
elder abuse. It's
Oh,
terrible.
hell yeah, it is. It is elder abuse. That's exactly what it is. Because when you look at somebody and they're just falling downstairs, dude, that man, when Trump was in the Oval Office, I'm pretty sure he did like a little like mini lap
Yeah.
around the thing, then sat down, and Trump was like, "Well, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
So maybe Trump can actually do a solid and find out what drugs they were slipping in because they were slipping him something.
Well, and the thing of it is, it's how
It
I
wasn't
mean,
a one a day.
but we literally went from the Democratic Party being like, Joe is he's of sound mind, he's strong, he's this and that, and then they throw him on television, he tanks it, and then all of a sudden, dude's out of his mind. We got to get him the hell out of here. And now what? Everybody's scrambling, and it just, oh my God, it truly is. It's the saddest thing, and I just feel so awful for the whole family. I mean, everything that, I mean, can you imagine being Hunter Biden's ex-wife, having his children, and not only is your dad a piece of shit, but your grandfather has been humiliated on such a level. I mean,
Like, I guess here's my problem with the whole Hunter Biden. No, here's my whole problem with the Biden thing.
they did it to themselves.
Biden,
And they had
here's
so
like,
many outs. It
most
didn't take
presidents have to deal with like Desert Storm, 9/11,
Bay of Pigs.
Bay of Pigs.
Yeah.
You know, Biden, women can be men and men can be women. That's his legacy.
And we can screw our dead brother's spouse and take pictures of it and snort cocaine out of each other's ass cracks, and it's still okay.
It sounds like a high school party.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
that's what the laptop is. I mean, literally, like the images, like
take away the screwing the dead.
Janine Pirro's got him. Like she posted it on her thing.
But that's my point. Like Biden at some point had to have read the script and went, this is why they started drugging him. Yeah. They went up to Biden and said, hey, this is our platform. And he went, what is it?
Yeah.
And they went, you ready? And he went, yes.
Yeah.
And they said,
replacing
women can have dicks. And he went, no.
Yeah.
And they went, yes. And he goes, I'm not saying that. And he went, I'm not doing that. Yeah. And then they injected him with something. And he went, women have penises.
Yeah.
And that was the downfall of Biden. I don't think he agreed with 90% of what was going on in his party. And because he was radical. Don't get me wrong. He's a fascist. Yeah. He is. And he doesn't pretend to not be. But even he was going, they're not going to buy this. There's no way the American people are going to buy this for longer than 2 years. I'll never win again if I do this.
Well, and his performance in the 2020 elections and the debates and the town hall debate that they did with what's her nuts from the Today Show. I don't know. But he did okay. And then how is it that there was such a rapid decline? Because my grandmother has Alzheimer's, and it takes quite a bit for that rapid decline to kick in. Now, it does happen, but it's something that you see in every, well,
that's why it's called a torture disease. It tortures the loved ones around you. You watch it happen. You're watching your person slip away. I mean, it doesn't take, you're not healthy on Monday, and then on Wednesday, you don't know who you are. That's not how Alzheimer's works. No. So that had to, but then what? That's proof. Then why lie to us? Then why say, oh, almighty Biden is healthy? And then why out him? I'm pretty sure Biden voted for Trump. Like, I'm like, I wish I could see the voting record. Like, I'm 99.9% sure that man wasn't drugged, walked into the booth and went, F you, and then walked out. Like, I'm almost positive. Hell yeah! I hate the Republican Party the way it is here.
Yeah.
Like, there was people that I watched in county government.
Mm-hmm.
County government act like they were the dude from House of Cards. Like, there's people like they think they're making these moves.
Didn't House of Cards get canceled? Is that Kevin Spacey?
It did get canceled. Oh, yeah, I guess it did. But his wife ended up being the main character after they found out Kevin Spacey diddled a bunch of kids or something like that. But the other thing hold on a minute. But they really do. They think they were playing House of Cards. Like, well, if we do this, and listen, if I can get this interest group. Bro, you're in Lorraine County. There is no interest group. What are you going to get? Green Circles growers? You're going to get, like, cool, you're going to get them on your side? Like, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, you are not Frank Underwood. You're not. You're Anthony Savage from Vermilion, who can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you're not good at it. So stop. Stop pretending. If you're in local government and you're in there for any other reason than to serve people, you're in the wrong business. You need to go be a senator, a congressman. That's when they get to do nothing.
Yeah, and make a lot of money.
And make a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
But when you
become celebrities.
Yep. Rock stars. That's what they are. Politicians are rock stars now.
Yeah, AOC has nothing in between her brains except a nice face.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
That's it. And even the pictures of her now, like, nice face is out the window because she's looking crazy. I can't even make her face because of all the Botox injections I have, but it's because it's that crazy. Because it's that crazy.
Hey, you know what? I'll need Botox. I don't age though, so I'm okay.
Oh, must be nice.
It is. I'm Italian.
Well, with that, what we're gonna do is on trend of is this real life? Is we're gonna end our episodes with either stories or things we find on TikTok at 2 a.m. And I came across this lovely gem of so it's a that I don't even know the correct term for it, but it's a dub, lip sync dub that somebody did. Bad lip reading that somebody did of Trump and Obama talking at Jimmy Carter's funeral. And Trump is the one that posted it to his own social media.
Of course.
So part of me is like,
That
it's
checks.
kind of in bad taste
That
to,
checks.
you know, because it is a funeral of a former president, but at the same time, it's like, you know, at least you get what you get.
You get what you get.
You get what you get. So I want to play this because it's the fact that he posted it is what makes it funny.
Makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. President.
For a second time. Brock, very nice to see you.
Congratulations. How you doing?
A lot better, Dad.
Yeah, I bet. Knew you'd win.
Oh, really? Well, come on. Anyone could beat her.
Kidding
She's
me?
just...
I was just as appalled. You know what happened? You just didn't want to leave.
I know.
Is what happened. I did what I could to help her. She was horrendous.
I know. You know what I realized? Hilary still hates me. So much. I know. She'll never forget me. We should meet to discuss
I
this.
think so too. We can definitely set something up. Let me know whatever
Oh my
works
God.
best for you.
I was going to fly back to Florida tomorrow for the golf.
Okay.
Even Hillary doesn't look at her to say hello or nothing. Obama? Did Obama say nothing?
Did you see that? She won't even look at me.
Really? I was told. Some of her people. Apparently they said she fell off the wagon.
I think she actually may have. Sure. And also, she's not really built for this. That amount of pressure, if you're not built for it, will do it.
Oh my God. So I love it. I love it. But that's what, like,
He
that's
posted
humor.
it.
Yeah, it's humor. It's fine. Jimmy Carter would have liked it while he was doing absolutely nothing as president. So I mean, he would have thought it was hilarious. If Jimmy Carter would have had TikTok while he was president, he would have done even less. I want you to think about that.
He'd be scrolling at 2
Couldn't
a.m.
do jack for this
Oh
country.
my gosh.
I got one I want to play though before we go, and it's the one I sent you about North Korea. That quick one.
Is this
Because
the real life?
Well, this is American confidence.
Yeah.
And this is what happens when you have a real president in office and you have people who care about their community, and we talk about peace through strength. Give it up or no?
Give me like one second. I'm sharing the screen now.
And actually, I watch this guy a lot in his podcast because he does go down the conspiracy rabbit hole sometimes.
Yeah.
But he has real people on. And he has real military members, real ex-CIA agents. He has real people on that are in this industry that know what's going on in the government. So, but her response, phenomenal. It's American arrogance, and I'm for it. I'm for the toxicity. Bring that toxicity. It's good.
Yeah, love it.
On missile at us, we're going to launch 82 in response.
82?
82.
I mean, seems a little excessive when you look at the size of Korea. But how many missiles would it take to just completely obliterate Korea?
82. North Korea.
How many missiles? We have 82 missiles pointed at them at any given time. At any given time, we have 82 missiles pointed at North Korea. And how many would it take to completely destroy them? 82. Like, that's fantastic. That's phenomenal. I love it.
I don't see the problem.
I don't. There is no problem. Love it. Love it.
Love it. But you want to know the difference is that we're going to tell you that the missiles are there.
Yes. We don't hide it.
Yeah.
It's not a sneak attack. We're not Japan.
And
We don't do that.
FAFO.
Tell you we're gonna kick your ass.
Yes.
We do. Like they surprised us at 9/11.
Yeah.
We said that was bad. That was
We're
dumb.
not going to fly away in the middle of the night without any warning.
No, we literally before we flew the planes in there, we dropped boom boxes of the boss.
Yeah.
Like we literally said, here we're going. In fact, we told them where we were bombing, exact locations. We're bombing here. We turned. I mean, we should have just turned into a giant mirror, but that's okay. We don't use nukes, so couldn't do it. I think we should just tell. You know what? Israel's like this big. It's a dot. Israel. Come to New York for a little while. All of Israel. Come to New York, hang out, kick it with us. All of you guys. we'll handle the Middle East, and we're going to do it with one body. And then you can go back. And then you can go back, nuke the piss out of all of them. All of them. Except Israel.
Except Israel?
Yes, except Israel. And that's going to get me canceled.
Well,
I'm okay with that. So this is the show, and we will be back every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Around that.
Yeah.
Like between like 6 and 6:15.
we do what we can.
Yeah. Subscribe.
Yes.
To this button, that somewhere. I don't remember. I've never been on Rumble before, so I don't know where the Rumble button is.
Well, here, I'll just point in all the different. Let me set my Mountain Dew down.
Yeah, we do that too, and it never works. He makes it nasty because he moves it on me. So put the.
Just pick one.
But subscribe, and then we have a lot of stuff going on. We have a lot of big guests coming on. If you're local to Ohio, awesome. If you're not, you're still gonna get a kick out of it. Just share it everywhere, because if you have somebody you want pissed off, just share this video. It will very well piss them off. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Let them be mad. That's what we're here to do. We're salt. Be the salt. Next Thursday, same time, same bad channel. I'm out.
Out.